How are you doing? How is the commute from home? I hope the traffic is not dealing with you so bad. And if you're just lying down, laying low, taking it a step at a time, how are you feeling? If you're overwhelmed too, talk to somebody. Speak with somebody. You're not alone. But most importantly, believe that he is able to see you through whatever you're going through. Believe that he's able to do exceedingly, abundantly, above what we can think or imagine. Certainly no weapon formed against us shall prosper, and every tongue that shall raise against us in judgment, shall be condemned. Welcome to Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. My name is Noble Crosby, and we're live from now until we hit 10 a.m. this morning. We're bringing you the latest in the world of governance, in the world of politics, sports, entertainment, good music, good vibes, good discussions. It's an excellent talk show, the best morning show in the entire land. And of course, I'll be doing this with you. So we're live also on all our social media platforms at 3FM 927. Let's get interactive there. Share with us your thoughts and we'll share them with the rest of the world. We're live also on 3news.com. It's a packed morning here on 3FM. It's a packed morning here on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. But before we start the discussions proper, before we get into the newspaper review segment, and before we get into the details of the papers, why don't we touch base with Felicity Hafianyo so she tells us what to expect, like we always do, in terms of weather conditions this day. Felicity, good morning to you.
Good morning, Crosby. How are you?
Better today than yesterday. How are you?
I am better today than yesterday, as usual.
Great. Talk to us. How is Thursday looking like?
Yeah, thanks so much, and good morning to our dear viewers and listeners. Thursday is looking Hamatan. For today, we expect dry and hazy conditions still over the north. That's the 5 northern regions, part of the transition. Those of us in the Volta region, especially the upper parts, those in Hudu, Kwantu, and its environs, they will also feel the haziness today. Part of Ashanti, part of Bono East will also have the feel of the dry and hazy conditions. But then those in Eastern region, the southern portions of Volta, Greater Accra, Central, Western, and part of Western North will also have some traces, but then we're having some few clouds in the sky and possible some showers around Aksin, some showers around Sim in the Western North regions and parts of Koforidua area in the afternoon. Just some few showers over there, nothing to worry our heads about. Temperatures will be on the higher side, 37 for the north, 36, 37 for the transition, and those over the forest regions. For the coastal strip, you expect an average temperature of 33 degrees Celsius. For the fisher folks for today, the state of the sea is expected to remain calm, but then we are having some floating clouds over the sky. Those, if you want to navigate towards Libreville, those around Cameroon, there are a lot of rain-bearing clouds over there, so they need to watch. But then if you are navigating towards Côte d'Ivoire, we don't have much rain clouds over there, so it's a bit safer to do the fishing if it is allowed for them to go into that. In terms of misty conditions, we expect it this night into tomorrow morning, so we are advising motorists to take precautions, especially when you are traveling at night. Some areas visibilities are likely to go below 1 kilometer, and some places we expect it around 4,000 meters, especially over the forest regions in Koko, going to Ebri, going to Donkokrum, going to Sunyaniko, so areas they need to watch out for misty and foggy conditions.
Felicity, thank you so much. Wish you all the best for the day.
Thank you too. Do have a great day.
Get into the newspaper review segment this morning, starting with the Daily Guide newspaper. Banner headline: CJ receives petitions against SP and the EC boss. That story is on page 3 of the Daily Guide. CJ receives petitions against SP, and of course SP is special prosecutor, and EC boss Jean Mensah. I'm sure this is a story a lot of you are interested in, and we'll get into the details shortly. Also on the front page of the Daily Guide newspaper, U.S. blocks visas for Ghana, 74 other countries. That story is on page 6 as well, and the details, of course, I'll provide for you. Huge illicit drugs seized at Takra Depot on page 3 of the paper. Angela List's lawyer denies her arrest. Comes with the picture of Angela List. There's also Kwewu makers drag Dasibre Ekwamwa in Japan the 2nd to Shraj. These are the stories that the Daily Guide is reporting this morning. I'll take you to the Ghanaian Times newspaper. On the front page, it says that Trotro drivers exploit passengers, make tot trips to make more money. Certainly, they are doing that now. And this is amongst the topics we'll be dealing with this morning here on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. This is alarm over under declaration of in raw rubber exports. The story is on page 20 of the paper. Avail yourself for scrutiny. Government to Ken Oforiatta. Comes to the picture of Felix Kwachiofosu yesterday. We'll get into the details of the story as well. You get to the back page of the Ghanaian Times. ICU Ghana kicks against proposed sale of Valco. The Industrial and Commercial Workers Union Ghana kick against proposed sale of Valco. Prison service to produce furniture, uniforms for schools. It comes with the pictures of Alhaji Muntaka Mohammed Mubarak with Haruna Idrisu. Looking on is the Director General of Prisons, Mrs. Patience Bafo Boni. These are the stories the Ghanaian Times is reporting on its front and back pages. Paper front page, lean government under Mahama saves Ghana millions. That's according to Felix Ofosu-Kwacha, and that story is on page 3 of the paper. Also, elect Ken as flag bearer to secure victory. Natoshi urges NPP delegates. Story captured on page 2 of the Observer newspaper. Economic stability, opening room for business growth. Nana Oye Bampo Ado and Giadec and Metalloid GIBDLC sign 60 million deal to expand Ninahin bauxite project. These are some of the stories that the Observer is reporting on its front page. Also, U.S. will not block extradition of Oforiatta and Sedina Tamaklo. That's according to the Foreign Minister, Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa. Petitions against OSP EC leadership forwarded to Chief Justice, Minister for Government Communications. You're saying in your head that Ebo Boba, it is coming, it is coming. We'll see. We'll get the details shortly. I'll take you to the Punch Africa newspaper. They say that truth stands. Truth stands. On the front page, President Mahama takes tough stance against firemen who brutalized Accra FM journalists. President Mahama takes tough stance against firemen who brutalized Accra FM journalists. Remember, some personnel of the Ghana National Fire Service assaulting the journalists around Kaswa. Yeah, that's the reaction President Mahama is giving. He is taking a tough stance against firemen who brutalized Accra FM journalists. Also, Ricketts Hagen treats Cape Coast South kids at annual outreach event. Dr. Atu Forsing and John Jinapor clears $1.47 billion energy sector debt. That story is on page 9 of the paper. Premix fuel price reduces significantly in January. That's according to the NPA, captured on page 8 of the Punch African newspaper. NPA boss pays working visit to Central Oil Refinery on page 9 of the paper. Also on page 6 of the paper is this story: Mutli Moot IMF is not the reason, according to Senor Hosi. We'll get the details on what he actually means or what the paper is actually trying to communicate. Is from the Business and Financial Times. The story says growth returns to industry as economy grows 3.8%. Growth returns to industry as economy grows 3.8%. That story is on page 3 of the paper. Also, GCB Bank hands over renovated dormitory to Tamasco. So for students and old students of Tamasco, some good news for you. GCB Bank hands over renovated dormitory to Tamasco. That story is on page 3 of the paper. On economy, the story says economy loses $1.9 billion annually through post-harvest losses. Wow. $1 billion is lost on the economy through post-harvest losses, and this is annually $1.7 billion. My goodness. We'll get the details shortly. Also, the front page of the Business and Financial Times, GTDC Digital Tourism Platforms harness strategic data to drive investment sector growth, captured on page 2 of the Business and Financial Times. The back page, EcoBank 5-star enjoyment promo rewards 3,060 customers with 1.5 million cities. Omnibasic relocate Kiyetia branch for exceptional customer experience. These are some of the stories that the Business and Financial Times is reporting this morning. Now, a new paper in front of me, this one, they call it the Spider newspaper, And on the front page of the Spider newspaper is the story. Stool issues ultimatum over Niger lands, warns of prosecution, cites shooting incident and Supreme Court rulings. Also, Agua is back. U.S. House clears 3-year extension, reigniting Ghana's export prospects. Also, Kodria's solo strike. Frimpong Boateng faces expulsion without NEC consent. The story says NPP General Secretary under fire for flouting party rules in unilateral action. Kodria's solo strike. That's how the paper framed the story. Of the Spider newspaper, Cell House Hara, inmates beat suspect to death in Chifopraso police cells. I do this for my family and my Hara, inmates beat suspect to death in Chifopraso police cells. Banner headline on the front page of the Spider newspaper is this story that 80 billion Ghana city energy debt bombshell. Mahama government says it inherited fiscal wreckage, forced to spend 42 billion cedis just to keep the lights on. This story interested a lot of you. Petitions against the OSPE's leadership forwarded to Chief Justice and the Minister for Government Communications. The story captured on page 4 of the Observer newspaper. It says that Minister in charge of Government Communications, Felix Kwache Ofosu, has confirmed that 10 petitions filed against Special Prosecutor Kisie Jabing and the chair of the Electoral Commission, Jean Mensah, together with her 2 deputies, have been forwarded to the Chief Justice, Justice Paul Bafo-Boni, for review. The paper says that speaking at the Government Accountability Series in Accra on Wednesday, January 14, Mr. Kwache clarified that the president's role in the matter ends once the petitions are transmitted to the Chief Justice. He says that unlike the petitions against the Chief Justice, the President's mandate in respect of the petitions against the Special Prosecutor and the Electoral Commissioner and her 2 deputies ends with conveying the petitions to the appropriate quarters, which in this instance is the Chief Justice. This was done a couple of weeks ago, he said. He added a total of 10 petitions were received. Count with me: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Against the Electoral Commissioner and her 2 deputies. EC 10 petitions, 10. So for Jean Mensah and her deputies, Eric Bosman Asare. newspaper that 10 petitions, a total of 10 petitions were received, 7 against the Electoral Commissioner and 2 deputies, and 3 against the Special Prosecutor. The President has no role beyond that, and in that regard, we cannot speak to it. The Chief Justice's office may be in a good position to deal with the matter. To comment, the President will once again be called to act when the Chief Justice has determined the presence or absence of a prima facie. Remember the prima facie conversation since it started, the processes of the removal of the Electoral Commission chair, clearly stipulated in the Constitution. The petitions submitted by various individuals and groups allege misconduct. Those against the Special Prosecutor's side claims of incompetence and abuse of office, while the complaints against the EC leadership relate to accountability and the management of the Commission. 7 against the Electoral Commission, 3 against the Special Prosecutor. The paper says that under Section 16 of the Office of the Special Prosecutor Act 2017, and I'm talking about Act 959, any petition seeking the removal of the Special Prosecutor must follow a defined legal process. The President is required to forward such petitions to the Chief Justice within 7 days. The Chief Justice then has 30 days to determine whether a prima facie case has been established. If a prima facie case is found, the Chief Justice is required to constitute a 3-member committee to investigate the allegations and submit its recommendations to the President. And listen to this, the President is bound to act on the findings. You know that Mr. Ajabin has served as Special Prosecutor since 2021. He succeeded Martin Amidou, and his tenure has drawn mixed reactions, with some praising the office of the Special Prosecutor for advancing accountability. In fact, there are those who say that the office has fallen short of expectations. Some legal practitioners have also publicly criticized aspects of the OSP's work. One of them is private legal practitioner Martin Kwebu. He, for instance, has accused Mr. Jabin of extreme incompetence over the handling of matters relating to former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta. But this is the story. 10 petitions forwarded to the Chief Justice, 7 against the Electoral Commission, Jean Mensah, Eric Bosman-Asare, Mr. Samuel Tete, and then 3 against the Special Prosecutor. Let's now listen to the Minister for Government Communications, Felix Kwakye-Fosu, when he was addressing the media yesterday at the Government Accountability Series, when he made this known.
The Special Prosecutor and the Electoral Commissioner and her 2 deputies. Let me indicate that unlike the petition against the Chief Justice, the President's mandate in respect of the petitions against the OSP and the Electoral Commissioner and her 2 deputies ends with conveying the petitions to the appropriate quarter, which in this instance is the Chief Justice. That was done a couple of weeks ago. I think I announced same. A total of 10 petitions were received from various individuals and groups, 7 of them against the Electoral Commissioner and her 2 deputies, and 3 against the OSP, all of which have been sent to the Chief Justice. So the President has no role again in that, and in that regard, we cannot speak to it. I, as the President's spokesperson, cannot speak to it because I honestly do not know where things are. The Chief Justice's outfit will be in a good position to, maybe you may want to send inquiries to the Judicial Secretary for an update. The President will once again be called upon to act in that regard when the Chief Justice is done with determining prima facie whether there is a basis for it. When that happens, the Chief Justice will then set up a committee. In the case of the OSP, there are specific timelines that need to be met, but I don't think that similar timelines exist for the Electoral Commission and 2 deputies. So once a determination is made one way or the other on the veracity of the petitions so presented, then the President is mandated by law to act in accordance with the recommendations of the committee that will look into those petitions. So that is the process. But as I speak to you, there's nothing more for the President to do beyond waiting for the Chief Justice to do
telling you that 10 petitions have been received, all forwarded to the Chief Justice, 7 against the Electoral Commission, and then 3 against the Special Prosecutor. Of the Special Prosecutor. To remove the Special Prosecutor, this is Section 15 of the OSP Act itself. Act 959. This is what it says: that the Special Prosecutor shall not be removed from office except for stated misbehavior or incompetence, and B, incapacity to perform the functions of the office by reason of infirmity of body or mind. And then C says willful violation of the official oath or oath of secrecy. And then D, conduct which I brings or is likely to bring the office of the Special Prosecutor into disrepute, ridicule, or contempt. Or II is prejudicial or inimical to the economy or the security of the state. 2 says that a person who seeks to remove the Special Prosecutor from office shall submit a petition to the President. Where the President receives a petition for the removal of the Special Prosecutor, the President shall within 7 days refer the petition to the Chief Justice, who shall within 30 days determine whether there is a prima facie case established in the proceedings. Justice determines that there is a prima facie case, the Chief Justice shall within 14 days set up a committee consisting of 1, a chairperson who is Justice of the Supreme Court, a lawyer of at least 15 years standing at the bar, and then C says 1 other person with expertise in investigations. Of the Special Prosecutor, that's what I just walked you through. Let me walk you through the process again. Through the entire process of for the removal of the Special Prosecutor, and this is according to Act Section 15 of the OSP Act. Act 2017, Act 959. It says that the Special Prosecutor shall not be removed from office except for 1, stated misbehavior or incompetence. And for this one, Martin Kpebu has hammered on this, that the Special Prosecutor is incompetent. He has accused him of extreme incompetence. And that is one of the reasons or the conditions which your petition can be based on. B is incapacity to perform the functions of the office by reason of infirmity of body or mind. And clearly we can see that, I mean, the Special Prosecutor, Kizia Jabing, he's healthy. Well, he looks healthy in body and in mind. C, willful violation of the official oath or oath of secrecy. He says conduct which brings or is likely to bring the office of the Special Prosecutor into disrepute, ridicule, or contempt. It's prejudicial or inimical to the economy or the security of the state. And then 2 says a person who seeks to remove the Special Prosecutor from office shall submit a petition to the President. Where the receives a petition for the removal of the Special Prosecutor, the President shall within 7 days refer the petition to the Chief Justice, who shall within 30 days determine whether there is a prima facie case. Justice determines that there is a prima facie case, the Chief Justice shall, within 14 days, set up a committee consisting of: number 1 is a chairperson who is a Justice of the Supreme Court. Number 2, a lawyer of at least 15 years standing at the bar, and 1 other person with expertise in investigations. In fact, let's repeat the voice of the Government Communications, Minister for Government Communications, Felix Kwachiofosu, while he explained the circumstances or the number of petitions that the President has received, and the President has forwarded all of them to the Chief Justice. 10 of them. 7 against the chairperson of the Electoral Commission and the deputies, and then 3 against the special prosecutor.
The special prosecutor and the electoral commissioner and the 2 deputies. Let me indicate that unlike the petition against the Chief Justice, the President's mandate in respect of the petitions against the OSP and the electoral commissioner and her 2 deputies ends with conveying the petitions to the appropriate quarter, which in this instance is the Chief Justice. That was done a couple of weeks ago. I think I announced same. A total of 10 petitions were received from various individuals and groups, 7 of them against the electoral commissioner and her 2 deputies, and 3 against the OSP, all of which have been sent to the Chief Justice. So the President has no rule again in that, and in that regard, we cannot speak to it. I, as the President's spokesperson, cannot speak to it because I honestly do not know where things are. The Chief Justice's outfit will be in a good position to, maybe you may want to send inquiries to the Judicial Secretary for an update. The President will once again be called upon to act in that regard when the Chief Justice is done with determining prima facie whether there is a basis for it. When that happens, the Chief Justice will then set up a committee. In the case of the OSP, there are specific timelines that need to be met, but I don't think that similar timelines exist for the Electoral Commission and 2 deputies. So once a determination is made one way or the other on the veracity of the petitions so presented, then the President is mandated by law to act in accordance with the recommendations of the committee that will look into those petitions. So that is the process. But as I speak to you, there's nothing more for the President to do beyond waiting for the Chief Justice to do.
This is something that we'll be keeping an eye on. However it progresses, we'll let you know. We'll tell you at each stage where the petitions have gotten to, what is happening to the petitions, what committees are being formed, what whoever is saying, and all the commentary that come with it. We'll let you know on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. Also on all our social media platforms at 3FM 927. Also on 3news.com. Good morning to you, those of you who have been able to join us online. Is introducing this conversation. This very bad attitude of trotro drivers to exploit passengers. If you are a trotro driver or you know any trotro driver, let them listen to the song. It is by Obraf and the song is called Intitiepa. Exploiting passengers, making tot trips to make more money. Unorthodox loading practices by some commercial drivers that are imposing additional financial burdens on commuters, with many passengers compelled to pay double the approved transport fares during peak hours, even when traveling to the same destination. In fact, it's a terrible habit. As I speak, my colleague Christian Yali.
Come on, y'all. Do the right thing. I say me the can. Raps up for me.
At the Medina station, around the Medina enclave. Let's cross over to him right now as he paints a picture for us of how bad the situation is. In general, the state of Ghana's transport system. And of course, there'll be elements of the overcharging aspect of drivers. And then the scarcity of vehicles. Well, we'll take a listen to Christian Yali. We'll come and then we'll listen to Felix Kwachiofosu when he was speaking about this same subject yesterday. So first is Christian Yali.
So this is one of the electric buses that, were procured or brought. We understand that government is still working to bring a lot of them or get a lot of them coming through. This just arrived. This is the car that had just arrived. And you realize that mostly when it happens like this, because of those who call themselves bus conductors or regulators or whatever they are called here, they ensure that very few get into them, especially when they do not get to operate with them or they do not have that kind of accord with them. I will speak to some of those ones very shortly. But let me try to see if I can get, and these are school children or students who should have been on their way to school right now. Eja, you, about TV3, so where are you heading to?
Accra.
Accra, for how long have you been here?
1.5 hours. 1.5 hour.
1.5 hour you've been standing here to get a car?
Yeah.
How troubled are you right now? Because you are going to work and you waste precious hours here before you get to work. So be you edwum kwa na bread ada.
Sape. Ebedu jana bread.
Then na unya yanka ban beye afasa situation well.
Ba ko ne say
FM 92.7
aban fama car
lifestyle radio station.
Onto aban buses ngum. Sansa individual cars no omudru ha. Aha no so no sky a ye je won no edoso. Enti no na omudru ha na drivers na ya on pese on be gina. Afei so no obehu say cars no drew ha. Na omofa passengers na omo just kan ma na bro fe na say omo gye no eso nso yentu petrol mu ye. Aha. Eti ha dwemfo apa yi wa ha.
In fact, Roland, that is a very concerning matter, talking about how some of these drivers get to exploit the passengers. But one thing that he wants government to do possibly is to bring a lot of the buses, which is something that the transport minister has indicated that they are so in talks with management of Metro Mass to ensure that a lot of their buses are brought in town. But this is the situation.
Ghana, my baby.
Land to weed.
They give you a plot of land to weed. When some year there, do you have a strong palm that helps you to? So you get to suffer in the process of weeding and all of that.
Yes, please.
This is an uncomfortable situation for you. What do you want government to do as a student who has to go through this on a daily basis?
You have to bring more buses, the electric buses. so that we can get to school early on time and have a good lesson.
They need to bring more buses so that we can get to school early on time. Roland, let me still take you through a lot of this. Yenyaka, I hear this madam tell me that Yenyaka, let me hear her vent her spleen and her frustration. Debbie, I'll go through sa amani hunu way and so when you
sometimes we're going to town, you won't get car early. You stand there maybe around 11, 12 before you get a vehicle to Accra.
Around 11, you come here in the morning early like this, and you have to be here till 11.
You get it early. It's not always that you get it early. Yeah. So we are suffering. The government have to help us with the bus.
But where are you particularly heading to this morning?
Okay, I'm going to take 7. Yes.
It means that you need a car moving to Accra or Circle.
Anyone that I get, I will take.
Anyone that you get?
Yes, please. Either Accra or Circle. Then our lights are 37. Yeah.
You are losing precious hours standing here. What do you want government to do particularly about this?
You should help us, at least to get us some buses that will be going around. So if we are going out, that buses can help us. That is the only thing that we want.
Okay. Thank you so much. So there you have it. She wants government to intervene. She wants government to do something as urgently as possible about this. But let me take you to this side of the road, and you realize that there are still a lot more of queues here, and most of these people are heading to the La Paz area. Some of them are heading towards Enya, Sotium, and what have you. So you realize that under this footbridge, there are hundreds of people, scores of them, that have still been here for quite a long time. And for many of these, if I should ask them, you would realize that they've been here for an hour, no less than an hour, all in a bid or in an attempt to get a vehicle to get to their destinations. And looking at this time, most of them are going to work. And that is the real frustration. That's the real story about how bad our public transport system has been over the years. So all these are individuals losing precious hours, working hours here under traffic. And it's not even a traffic, so to speak, but in long queues, endless frustrations over the period. Senior, good morning. You are live on TV3. For how long have you been here?
Well, I've been here for about 20 minutes now.
For about 20 minutes now. Yeah. What are you for?
I'm going to Cantonment. Cantonment, yeah.
Cantonment.
Yeah.
To work, obviously.
Yeah.
How troubled are you on a daily basis that you have to come to be here in this long queues to get a ride or car to get to your workplace?
Well, it's very serious because we do this in the morning. You wake up very early in the morning to go to work. You close very early and late, and then you have to come and struggle again for about 2-3 hours before you get home. It's very hectic. I think the government should help us do something about it.
The transport minister told me yesterday that they are working with Metro Mass to bring a lot of buses onto the street. They started something during the Christmas New Year period that they brought a lot of the buses, at least eight of them, Accra Madina, Accra Nsawampo Kwase, Accra Kasua. Do you think that intervention would help? Also because we know that a lot of the trot drivers overcharge you guys.
Yeah, I heard the minister announce that there were about 8 buses to all the routes, but I did not feel it.
That was during the Christmas period?
Yes, I did not see anything of that sort. I live at Dodowa. All the time we commute all the way from Dodowa to here. I heard about 8 buses to Dodowa and all that. I did not see anything of that sort. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. So there you have it. He even is saying that even the first intervention that was announced by the minister during the festive period to deploy a lot of the buses onto the major or the busy corridors, he did not get to feel the impact of that. And so that has been the situation. You still see a lot of students who are still locked up in this long queue. There is even no end in sight. That is the right term I want to use. No end in sight, by way of not even being sure of how soon or possibly you're going to get a car to arrive here. Students, how worried are you that almost every morning you come here, you queue, you stand here for longer hours or minutes before you get a car to your school?
So please, we are used to it now. So What? We don't know. We always come here and stand here to get cars, so we are just used to it.
See, interestingly, he tells me that they are used to it, which is not far from the truth, because this has been the case over the years. When you arrive in school late, are you punished?
Yeah.
What punishment?
Sometimes we are told to go and weed or go and clear the rubbish dump.
Sometimes you are told to go to weed or clear rubbish. Senior, maybe just some few words from you as well. Where are you headed to this morning?
I'm going to Ullo.
You're going to Ullo?
Yeah.
For how long have you been here?
Almost 30 minutes now.
Okay.
30 minutes now.
30 minutes now. You go through this almost every day?
No, so I don't mostly use this, but then today I missed, an opportunity to use another ride, so I decided to join the queue from here. So I'm even new to this kind of queue from here.
Thank you. So that is the situation. Let me give you a final snapshot of how it is looking along this busy corridor this morning. When you get here and you realize that there are still more people who are massing up here, there are still more people who are ending up in these long queues, there are still more people who do not know what time they get to leave this site, this particular spot, to get to their various destinations. But just in wrapping up, let me just give you a better view of this and how it looks like. But quickly, a lot of you guys, senior, minim se mona debiano, moshe se trotro for no ba, mobema amanfonya ka atena mu na akọ adwuma. But ya complaining be brace se mo so eya na mo ha adwen dodo.
Yeah, ha dream.
Yeah, na mo di nua ehwehwe cars ni mu ni ade na mo say move ni ade.
Enya no kura wan so ba obi anu kitadua.
Se bi afa na mo asesa.
No, yeah.
Person na mo nyesa.
Enya sa na eti kura no no.
Mba me hu bi da o. Oh, na me te ha o.
Oh, e bia na enya yen time we. Okay. When why? E bia na ye emre foforo ba ye ndie yetimi kase ye di edua ebe bobo kamu apam. No, passengers na wo munti na ye wa. Yeah.
He says they are here for the passengers, and all of this speaks to the fact that we need a better regulation. Right now, the transport system, especially the public transport system, is largely dominated by the private sector. One that you say that is largely not controlled, and so who get to regulate the fares? Who get to regulate how often we get cars moving on our roads? GPRTU, GRTCC, and related agencies or organizations or bodies have been making effort over the period to sanitize our road transport system, but this challenge needs resolve. This challenge needs urgent address. See people lined up here, still waiting. Precious hours, minutes, a lot of them, before they get right to get to their various destinations. This is not a story that Ghana wants to tell at this moment. I am Christian Yale with...
When we open the phone lines on 0559-242-2717, 0559-242-717, I'll take the number again, 0559-242-717 or 0556-910-154. When you call us for this morning, please topic. The team would appreciate it if you can stay on this topic. The state of Ghana's transport system. You can talk about the absence of buses, the lack of buses. You can talk about the stress in commuting to and from work. You can talk about the traffic situation. And then this very bad habit of trotro drivers and their mates to exploit passengers, as captured in the Ghanaian Times newspaper. It is an orthodox loading practice by some commercial drivers, imposing additional financial burdens on commuters, with many passengers compelled to pay double the approved fees or the approved fares during peak hours in the mornings and in the evenings when traveling to the same destination. The situation is affecting commuters traveling to and from various parts of the national capital. It is not only happening in Medina or Circle or Accra. Wherever you're going, they are doing that. Ashaiman to Accra, to Circle. If you're leaving Circle to somewhere, Dome, they will tell you Achimota, they will tell you Old Station. It's so bad. If the fare from Circle to Dome is like 8 cities, because of the tot trips these drivers want to go to, you end up paying like 15 cities to get to the same destination. And the annoying part is that they end up going to that same place. But when you ask them if they are going to the last stop, they'll tell you no. But eventually they'll end up there just because they want to make more money. All of you drivers and mates who do this song is for you, Nyanti Tiapa. Trotro drivers continue to fleece commuters by breaking the journey into bits and pieces. Although the approved fee from Circle to Nselm is 12 cities, passengers will end up paying as much as 30 Ghana cedis because the drivers will split the journey into halves. Circle to Achimota, Achimota to Amasaman, Amasaman to Insawam. And they charge 10 cedis for each segment, each short distance. What kind of attitude is this? Circle to Kaswa should cost you about 11 cedis. But instead of the drivers loading Kaswa straight, they'll load from Circle to Kaneshi and they'll charge you 4 cedis. When they get to Kaneshi, these same drivers will load to Odoko and then they'll charge you 6 cedis. And then from Odoko to Kaswa, that one they will charge you like 10 cedis. So when you drivers and you mates, when you do this, what are you seeking to gain? I know, Sixtus, you've experienced something like this before. Good morning to you, Sixtus.
You know, this week has been a different experience for me. So, and so this morning, for instance, I had to use 3 different vehicles. I started with a taxi up to a point. I took a trotro up to a point. Then from another point to a final point, another Trotsky. And I was telling somebody I was moving with that in all of this, it's not just that they are charging you more than they should charge you. The attitude you also even get from the mates, the flex. You know, ideally they would announce Accra, Circle, Medina, you see those things. But this one, the car will come and stop there. People are dropping. You are asking this mate, where are you headed? It's like he's not minding you. You're on your own. Then he responds at the time that he wants to respond. So it's not just about how much they are charging, but also the kind of stress that they put passengers through. Really, I don't think that, I honestly wonder how this could be resolved because of the nature of the transport sector. There's autonomy there's that sector is liberal. It's a free market. I'm not sure how government can handle that, or the transport ministry can deal with that, outside of appealing to the senses and sensibilities of operators. I really wonder. Maybe they would have to do Takashi by flooding the roads with buses, just so to water down the impact or the influence of the... Look, yesterday, Abiam and I left here and said we were going to the bus stop just opposite the Jubilee House. We stood there for 30 to 40 minutes. We had to come back to the office to wait till around 8 something to leave.
That was your first experience, eh?
That was my first experience. So you see, and Christian did a beautiful report from the 37 station last night on News 360 on TV3. So if you look at it appears the demand has suddenly gone higher. And we're asking, are there no metro mass buses that are parked there doing nothing?
They have all broken down.
Are there no STC buses that are lying there, not
broken down?
All of them. In fact, STC, I have a story that I am dealing with. I'm still looking for more.
All of them.
But the way STC is treating the Accra passengers, it's terrible, it's horrible. It's no cool. But right now, let's talk about inside Accra.
But let's get the views of some of our listeners. Call us 0559242717, 0556910154. Hello, good morning. We lost the caller there. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Yes, sir. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Kwesi Poku. I'm calling from Wamata Mine constituency.
Kwesi Poku, I'm listening.
Commander, me bo abaso papa any idea with the actual board. You best say you Myanmar driver for. I think I move good and any more assessor. I think and I move go my any more assessor. I then money bri idea sir. And I more take mamu for 7 years you can move my bread to do. And Yamin Chadum, your president, our what my tifu and Yaman in a buffer. But Mikiama Samai. Me flama sama na me ba pokwase ana me kwa akra o mu fa masama to pokwase 5 cedi no ma fa pokwase to circle 10 cedi no ma fa circle to Accra 5 cedi and yet 20 Ghana ade na mu di nipa brosa. The best said the authority of this country, Minister of Transport said Mr. Nani Demu Sebi adwuma na no mo ye no but ye ntimi ntrase e ma driver for e fa wo ye ne we timamu for e very bad the whole greater Accra ubo se nipa gina kwa ho bebre abo e de sikani brenkwa na mo penti very good topic na mo dia to dwa no mo ma obi ama mekia ye go straight to the point na niema timi ko ye excellent work done for TV3.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Nobu Crosby.
Yes, sir. Your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, I'm Yima. Calling from Amomole.
Yima, I'm listening.
Yes, Kwesi Poku, thumbs up to you. I'm towing the same line. Nobu Crosby, this topic has to be discussed even for a month because this is the greatest crime against humanity. I mean, why? Why must our commercial drivers subject us to such a cruelty? My brother, this is unbearable. Look at where fuel was. It keeps declining. And is this the best way you people want to treat us? My brother, I mean, we are so furious. I'm even lost of words. So if this is how these commercial drivers are going to treat us, then I'm urging the government, and it is good that this has attracted the attention of the government. Other than that, this will wash all the gains or the success this government has struck. Honestly speaking, then the fuel has to go back to its former price where it was before. What kind of stupidity is that, my brother?
Thank you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Your name and where you're calling from?
Please, my name is Nana Amwa. I'm calling from Esboy in the Eastern region.
Nana Amwa in the Eastern region. I'm listening.
Senior man, asɛm na ɔde ato hɔ na ɔyɛ discuss no ɛyɛ asɛm a ɛho hia yi paa na yɛte ɔman mu ha yi a ɔman mu ne yɛte yɛnyɛ yɛhu sɛ fuel akɔ soro a aba fam dollar aba fam inflation aba fam ɛdie nti na lɔlɔ fɛ yɛnte so yɛ ɔpani crude oil a aba fam yi a ɛnɛ ama fuel aba fam wɔ Ghana ha no ɛnyɛ crude oil ɛna yɛde power yɛ energy sector yi ɛwɔ Ghana ha crude oil yɛde power yɛ energy sector yi ɛwɔ Ghana ha nanso still na no yɛbɔ tɛmɛfoɔ ne tɛmɛfoɔ soboɔ no ne yɛbɔ aba nso soboɔ ne sɛ sɛ fuel yɛ aba fam dɛ dollar afa mu nyina ni water bay ne yɛtete bay so kwaa na ɛkɔ soro ɛno deɛ ka wate bɛ ɛyɛ yie anaa atɛmɛfoɔ ɛɛbu yɛn aban nso ɛɛbu yɛn afa so aban nso ɛɛbu yɛ kɔn mu na atɛmɛfoɔ nso ɛɛbu yɛ kɔn mu ntɛmɛfoɔ yɛ brɛ nti aban ne brɛ no bɛ atɛmɛfoɔ ɛbu yɛ aban yɛ fɛn sɛ ɔmo nkɔ bɛn kurom adwin kurom na ɔmo sɛ ɔlo fɛ so na sɛ kudo yɛ abɛfɔ fu abɛfɔ mu na titi bɛ ɛne wata bɛ no so ɔmo ti so na Ghanafoɔ yɛɛwu.
Medase. Hello, good morning.
Crosby, good morning.
Yes, sir. Your name and where you're calling from?
This is Collins.
Collins.
Mamoli.
Collins, I'm listening.
Yes. Let me take this good opportunity to greet your children, listeners, and honorably Ashimo. Look, I'm very grateful this morning, and Ghanaians appreciate this topic. As my fellow good callers called before me, it's terrible. It's totally bad. Look, I'm at Amomoli. Go to Pokwase today. Right now, Crosby. Right now. Look, go and see how passengers are stranded. You can't count them. And you see, funny thing, after 11, before 12 p.m., Circle, Accra, normal fare. Which is that? So do you have normal fare and Kalabule fare? President Mahama, Transport Minister, this across Ghana, not only in Greater Accra. What the drivers and their their mates are doing is totally criminal. It's criminalization. And nobody is doing anything about it. They use their own power to do what they are doing. If you don't care.
Yeah, Samo.
And Accra, you see this car is going to Accra or Circle. He will load Achimota. After Achimota, then he continues. Which is very bad.
Yeah, Ben, thank you. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, sir. Your name and where you're calling from? Oh. Breaker said, Bibi Abokowa. Nice. I'm listening. Nice.
Na someone working do good. Now go for quite some point and what know you. Yeah, work house one. I mean to me and if you come. Because I'm a partner Uko Chroma or Banaba and China or Uko Chroma. Loaded ACC barrier, you do barrier, kind of Malam Junction. After Malam Junction, I can dark. After dog on then we Kaneshi. As I walk a circle with the Wako and a car, and also at the Wako. A very bad situation. In fact, it's a transport military. And then I make cars and then maybe I'm winning and now or to we console energy. You know, these are the things that, and then the JJ or the task force is be JJ to me, to me sanitize on my way. Emma, we at Memofono or Biana Sumudrena. And the Domhama Memunusubo to my, because this is the first time the system is compelling traders and the consumers way I can say all the way from the day or Biasa Tonzamado. But Moyadoko Mame. There simultaneously, mobile interview GPL TV, where I can say the drivers union, the spare parts, where I was so careful. Near me, so one problem, Anka or my mother, and one pedal, and what about the Tonzamado? And the young or Boka Koshide, I'm sure you're the best dollar. I'm sure you saw no spare part on the soil or the
Breaker, thank you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Your name and where you're calling from?
Please, my name is Bright. I'm calling from Abusokai.
Bright, I'm listening.
Midasi, any akunya odiama me nanope. Na minchia honorable Alaji Yakondo, in charge of operation. Any honorable Madi Jibre, any Kairit Makafi Minakafu, any honorable Peter T. And nanope. Unem. Adena question about transport, you know. Your minister, Joseph Bukari, the pay. So one funny nice wa. The best by any mass. Now, me show video be say MPD, me refi ni bingakra. I escaped you. Say odi bati say si wa. Ye fa passengers they call baby esa omoko. Esa ye bona baso. The other MPs, you know, our constituents, you know, basically, almost a bit near yes, because from Pamplum to Kaswa, you GAC the 50%, but a dream you may have, almost 15 cities. A big crowd, short drivers, no crown, a big more loaded from Pamplum to Odoko, no much you 4 cities. Umudu Odokwa, no one side loaded, they are called Malam Johnson. Name so much you 4 cities. And so no matter Ludo Flo, Eddie Akoka Aswa, no much you 6 cities, 7 cities. Eddie Apo, and a Kofobi Ayo Maji, Nipato GPR to you. Omuch money saying, and yet, Kua, transport, Muituma. I didn't know Mama, or members, no, I booked down a 4 posa. Nipato, bra. Now, say, what are you got?
Me too be a check.
Didn't yes, you 2 you got more. Edico 5 CD. There are there now, okay, 2 you got more. Edico 5 CD. Abra you got 50%. And to move to Mukrana, move from 4 CD. But Prekuma, what do you got? A 5 CD. Me patrol, didn't ni pese no so the way no saa na tie ada na aban ni eye etuma awun na mo be support amaye na ya bo ase aban na etuma o ye no betimi akonkan na etuma mo fo bia ye mo adwen se omo brebre aban na si ti say na no ma ye wa buso kan and the dollar aba form and so spare part and member form.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, fine morning.
Yes, sir. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Niniwa. I'm calling from Niniwa.
Ni, I'm listening.
Thank you. Thank you so much. The good work we are doing for Mother Ghana. And the Honorable Johnny Hughes and the Honorable ELN. I greet everybody. Kuni bibi. Mishre pa. Michia Honorable Yaokondo. Director of Operation. Right. Michia One Papa. I think so. I get back one. I have me power woman we say. Saba we bet me on my 20 boys be not 12 drivers. Then call station. Wow, now we can say area from circle to Domi. We do last stop a Domi. Now we do Domi fair. After that, you know, we be get Pokwase fair. After that, you know, now Pokwase too. My friend say, "Ama sama no je fair no." Sa driver na say yechino. Nobody above the law. So to my say. Nobody about the law. No man will send your man to me because of pepe, Nagana Ponina, and so on. So to my here. Fine. Secondly, I was so kind. Yama Moko crafting Mundi dollar. So to my say, in the dollar number, from 6 almost 1 year in a year, take him. I was so kind, Muntin Munyama so, Ubekwa was so kind. I dare say, you're told 10 cities, Nipa Baku or Tono 50 Ghana cities. Again. So to my say, or money, I mean, would you say you try your best? So to my say, send your money back also. You got a bike, okay? It's a very bad. It is a brain teamia. Those kind of senior man, I say, yet it is so. A grab of them will be told 10 CD, 7 CD. I then Kube Bako, Kube, Kwa, Omokotoa, I said Kube, I have 5 CD, and now 4 CD. But Obi told Kube, 8 CD, 10 CD. I then, your super Ghana for, yes, say your super yet. So to my say, when you are Sunday, they are cutting us them, they are come up say, What is Sanasia? What is soon?
Hello, good morning. Yes, sir. Your name and where you're calling from?
The only one voice from the city within it, that's Mamobi.
I'm listening.
MP is Honorable Jaja. Good morning to him and his wife, Ajay Jaja. He's doing well. For the people of Mamobi, we are grateful. Crosby, I want to be concise and precise and stay around your topic, that is transport issue. Because you see, the way Ghanaians are, the aspect of Ghanaians with regards to the attitude of these transport owners, DPRT, whatever, you see, I have to relocate because of their attitude. If I look at the way they charge, Crosby from Mamobi to Medina to Dodowa, Mamobi to Medina is supposed to be 8 cedi, and Medina to Dodowa is supposed to be 9 cedi. But the rushing hour, when you get to Medina, they will start loading. Oyibi Amahia. What you said, you are right. Flat rate 10 cedi, the obesity 10 cedi, and the same car is going to Dodowa. Instead of paying 9 cedi, you end up paying 15 cedi. Because when they get to Oyibi or Lasop, and then you start loading again, you also charge again. And the attitude, not only the transport issue, the Okada riders also, they charge more than what they expect to charge. So I am in full support of President Mahama, His Excellency, to bring more transport to support people. Of course, I can tell you on authority, when I get to Medina around 6 in the evening, it will take me more than 9 in the evening before to get car. So please, we need a lot of things in this country, but the transport aspect, please, President Mahama, we beg you, bring more vehicles to support the people who are suffering in the evening.
Thank you. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, sir. Your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, I'm calling from Amazon. I'm from Mawena.
Mawena, I'm listening.
Yeah, my brother, what is happening? What I want to suggest is that the Constitutional Review Committee, they must get back to work. They should amend the Constitution in a way that the military must have a say in our governance system. Because Ghanaians are too greedy and then wicked. What is happening 1979? Can you, DPRT or a transport owner, you tell the military regime that the transport components, not only fuel, can you tell the military regime like that? You can't, you dare not. When they come out, they say from year to year 25%, you must comply by it. So we should do that. If we say that democracy, it's not helping us. In a way, it is trying to make the poor people suffer.
Democracy is helping us. Democracy is helping us. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Yes, sir. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Abolo. You can call me Mr. Common Sense.
Mr. Common Sense. Pokwasi, I'm listening.
I think the story is the same across the country. I keep asking, what did the law see? On your network, I talk about Trade Ministry visiting the stakeholders, and I think you have made a step. I keep saying, what did the law say? I think this is an opportunity for the NDC and John Dramani Mahama to bring in more buses. Public transport, we just have to up our game. We know what he did with Ayalolo. My brother, when Ayalolo started, you see, we bought it with a card. So if you don't have the card, you cannot buy it. It's good, it helps. As I'm talking to you right now, we have a lot of buses at the terminus. Instead of early in the morning, they should deploy all the buses in this rush hour to work at least. If they work 4 hours or 5 hours and went back and park, it makes sense. They can make a little money for the Dialolo. But the buses will be at the terminal. Amasama and Pokwasi Street, they will give like two buses. You see, and I want the law. You know the reason why I keep saying what the law says. If today I know if I bought a car and I'm overcharged and I reach at a traffic light and a police officer knows that if I report to him that are overcharged, he will be in front of the car and drive the car to the police station and interdict the driver. The drivers will scared and they will not overcharge. Or they can deploy the security officers into the car. They should board the car, experience it with themselves. If they overcharge, when you reach police station, you say, driver Fahako. Then they start arresting people, telling them the law. Only that, they should let us know the law. And they'll be scared out of it so that the passengers will be free. That's a simple ABC. Have a good morning, my brother.
Thank you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Your name and where you're calling from?
Elias. Big Base.
All right, I'm listening.
Mumbo Mabasu Yajumapa. Mumbo Mangana and Opawe. Minia Bolo support Minia Bolo Papa. Only last year, with the Cape Coast, the reduced way, how do Kasua, 1 o'clock. Now me call down soma. Me for a car. Jimmy, almost 10 cities. So far as Jimmy, 7 cities. Almost 10 cities. So me say, Papa, President Hamana, Transport Minister. Man, bus the back room. Omo your Juma Najo, 24 hours. Master, Zan Kofuna Mosania man, Omu Sa driver ni metu no, omu join you no bia o. Omu dia omu kwa aba. Omu join you no bia tia tax bia ma aban no. So sa nkofo no, enya police for ichi omo, master, e jere omo because omu bokro no. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, good morning. Oh, we lost the caller there. You can still call us. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Your own man, Papa. This is Papa Bisu.
Oh, Papa Bisu, I'm listening.
Yep. You see, this has been a topic that I always put across on your network. I have said it many times. That 8 buses that the minister said that is putting on the road before the military period, I mean Christmas and New Year. I know it was an inadequate something. I get to my point. I want the Minister of Transport, to take this decision. Going apart from the long buses, they should take the type of what they call it, buses that we have. The Crosby type of buses. Government can employ more Ghanaians to work, the youth, to work there. I get to my point. But when I put that thing across, that was last week or so, or I've been saying every time, but last week somebody was challenging me saying that I shouldn't let government enter into that sector because that side should be left to private. No, it shouldn't be left because the way a manner the truck drivers and their mates and those guys who stand on the roadside and they will be telling the truck driver or the mate to charge this amount, it's becoming too much. You understand me? So the minister should take a form of, aside the long buses, it should take those type of the Trotsky type of buses. It should be on the road. It can employ a whole lot of people. I get to my point. And they monitor them properly so that they will not be stealing the cash. Have a good day, my brother.
Thank you. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Crosby.
Yes, sir. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Ullo, calling from Kaswa.
I'm listening.
Crosby, this topic there is a very good topic that we are all talking about this. The bus stop boys too are one of the problems. See, when you come to Kaswa Kraba, a car will load from La Paz or going to Kaneshi, but the fact that they do they are charging, you will stand there. And then the second, the government must do something about this issue. See, transport and rent. I could see it's something that private people are the people who are taking that duty and then they are trying their best to solve it. Even Ayalulu, which is government car, how Ayalulu normally load the people. You stand in Ayalulu from Kaswa to Accra. Even when you are going there, they are still loading people inside. You yourself, the one who is standing inside is not very comfortable. But if the car is full, they don't know. So this transport issue is something that the government must take it seriously, and that it will help all of us. Thank you this morning.
Thank you. Hello, good morning. We lost the caller there.
Good morning, boss.
Yes, sir. Your name and where you're calling from?
Michael calling from Osu.
Michael, I'm listening.
I see invitation. What I want you to do for me, boss, is I'll pay to ECG. Our lives are but of us are paying when some are enjoying without paying. And I've called them several times complaining. When you call, the question that is not needed, that will ask you. Instead of them going on the ground and check on these things, they don't. Because every month, definitely, the government will pay them. So please, I'll plead to you. We are all in the same soup. So we can't just go out to work. The letter that we have, we used to pay ECG. What does this? Are in the house enjoying without paying. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, good morning. Yes, sir. Your name and where you're calling from?
I'm Frank Naru, Domimayo.
Frank, I'm listening.
Minia, anɔpa deɛ ma memfa nkyɛ akɛseɛ ɛma wo na menkyea 3FM atiefoɔ nyinaa na memmɔ me master ɛyɛ forestry commission Mr. CEO ɛwɔ forestry commission Mr. Brown memmɔ me naba so papapapapapa Ghanafoɔ ɛyɛ dɛ ɛyɛ ahohoaho ase President Mahama bɔ ne din so ɔma CEO ɛnnɛ wama nneɛma pa ɛkɔ so wɔ forestry commission a ɛnuatwa basabasa illegal operators ɛnɛ ne nyinaa to atwa the forestry commission CEO Mr. Brown mechiana no pay opani yesro mampani wa yedi obeye nyina na emom aka yan timamufoɔ no on hye yan ma yan nya de sefata minua me yestation masa e wo domi o patro na nakufo ani ba omie ko na 17 cedi 1 liter and na me no kasa about 10 cedi aden na buy no hye GPS before me yan trol peso e ma timamufoɔ no enjoy opani dollar na 17 cedi and the dollar aba 11 cedi aden na trade minister en hye 24 moment nyama so e ma timamufoɔ no enjoy opani anwa yellow wine na 1002 and na aba 4.5 500 aden na yen nyama so emu 1.2 and na aba 55 cedi emu 2.2 aba 1.1 aden na yen nyama so na sere nyama boy din e ma timamufoɔ no hu nyama pa papa mahama ye yes papa mahama oma ministers na deda sa ministries na no enye djuma no mo hwese niam beba fom cement for ya dio cement ya na me ton 1.2 na na kufa ni bawumia time enne 70 Ghana o ma 50 Ghana one bag bia e do this me cost 20 bags then e better free so aden na 24 and ya driver for the sell ya ji eboda na
Medase. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, sir. Your name and where you're calling from?
I'm Freeman and I'm calling from Accra, New Town.
Freeman, I'm listening.
All right, okay. We never solve a transport issue. And once I deploy more of buses. Morning, when truck for they are private way you cannot but some of the human. But the government, I deploy more buses. And now, Juma, Anopa, and like Anopa, and more of the buses. When they realize that they are losing, and then everybody is going on the government transport. They will sit down and realize, and then they will do the right thing. But say, like I said, private. Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, I don't know. You want to mean they do what they want. And then police vantage points now. It won't work. Let government provide buses. Now buses, you deploy more in the morning. When they realize they are losing, they will do the right thing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
Crosby.
Yes.
I'm Ben from New Achimota.
Ben, I'm listening.
I am very happy you are raising this issue this morning because I've been speaking about it for some time now. This time now, that strategy, they have added extra one, and this is the extra one I am about to say. They will be around. Instead of them to bring the car to come and pick the passengers to their various homes, they will not come. You go to a bus stop and you see a long queue. If there is a long queue, it means there is no car. So they will now come one by one and started charging extra. I have experienced it personally myself. I went to Medina on a Monday. When I was coming back home, the queue from under the overhead getting closer to the curve that is up there. So just imagine, if you are to stand in that queue waiting for a car to come and pick you, it will be more than 2 hours. And when they come, because there is a long queue, now they have to do what? Extra charging. So this one goes to the Ministry of Transport. Please and please again. This is a tax before you. When Atofosi came, the tax before you, he did better. We are now experiencing it. Now this is a different tax before the Ministry of Transport. It should be up and doing. Because these people seeing this as a private entity, they are manipulating the system, which is a fact. Let's assume that there are government buses moving through and through every day. Will they behave like this? They will not. Because they are the only one giving us such kind of services. They want to manipulate it.
Right.
And the Ministry of Transport and the GMPRC, those who are in charge of all these people, know, it's like they are sitting aloof. They are not working. Please and please again, they should be up and doing.
Rather, thank you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Boss.
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Great. Well done for Mr. Nopre Asa Mikasa Frika Swa. Maybe a former MP to the Huanam Dasujina. Openi Mamincha Johnny, baby will be a Yamekano. Namicha, like you say, damn it, Ufulumopa, or so the Shama, all the way Chibi. Joa Shama, but the Jibrakoga, and I'm a chairman to so that community share or Bujuma water or 2 years or Yejumapa, Nanampinam. Openi Usha ye Aquemia Ba, a shame. According to one someone, and no bank crying in Patamwa, a compass somebody as about we fashion, and yet then self Fatakwa. We need to on a young yak here, a MP4. And something for Pio not for how I hear from me. Almost Pio I can be said, almost air black, more can be. On my yard, this is a Munkumia. Any of boy yellow, and when the census or so bunny way, I buy a transport to know. I don't know, I will take you over. A quarter on the yellow, a fossil. And then I move a field castle. I don't know. I look for buses now. I will a government woman, a quarter on the fossil. I will try some weapon toy, Eggy. I don't know, I will juggle a sell a bazaar. I to do to be. I will walk. No, very well, but once you do and from to a man football, and then to a man, and I'm a bloody go. We are Fred and a driver for say, the Palmucho, and the petrol about 4. These are about only no Badaye or Timmer, and Labro, and some Ghana 4. Now, the only other ancestors was what the other man abandoned so. Abandon your focus. And your Mapana Wayano, the best support to I'm a liar, I'm a Ghana food that you're waiting. Will be to us.
Thank you so much. So how do they go to drop the passengers, come back to take another set of passengers? Imagine being in traffic for 1 hour, which means you're going to burn extra fuel. Evans, thank you so much for reaching up. But this is not the last you're hearing of this subject. Stay with us here on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. because we're doing sports. And then when we come back in our big conversation this morning, we'll talk about this as well. So don't touch your dial. We have all the experts lined up. We have a transport expert we're speaking to, and we're speaking to the GPRTU themselves. We want to hear from them. Why are some of their drivers doing what they're doing? Maybe we don't understand them. Maybe they have very good reasons why they're doing what they're doing. Let's not jump the gun. Okay, let's wait, and then we'll hear from them. Then we'll ask them whatever we want to ask them. The GPRT will be speaking with us this morning. They say that you people are contributing to the current crisis we are facing. GPRT will come and answer all those questions on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. And then together, all of us, you and I, GPRT, all the other stakeholders, we will find a solution to this. It's a news agenda, the state of public transport in Ghana. It is a media general newsroom campaign. Pass mates to listen to the song. When they listen to the song, after the song, they will do sports. Feeling this morning. How are you feeling? How are you feeling? If you're a Nigerian man, you're a Nigerian woman, good morning to you.
Please clap for Nigeria. At least they were.
Don't let Sixtus come and spoil our fun.
At least they went.
Oh, live there.
They progressed out of group stages.
And then they come and wave it in our
Because you know
faces.
there's this calmness and peace when you're watching football and your team is not playing.
Yeah.
And it's like you care less about what happened.
You are analytical.
Yeah, you are analytical.
So you are happy we didn't go?
We didn't go.
We are happy Nigeria
we
is
are
out.
happy. To be honest with you, this would have been one of the AFCONs that Ghana
Would have embarrassed itself.
not embarrassed itself, might have found it difficult. I like the fact that we're able to be given a reality check and know that, okay, our team is not that good enough. So we should take our time and properly structure the team. So, because the kind of football that has been displayed at this AFCON, Charlie, before God and man, before God and man, if you try, you will tear ACL. If your team is not good enough, you would find yourself in a tight
watching the game so far, you think that Ghana would have struggled?
Charlie, why are you people coming to spoil the fun? We are here, we are laughing at Nigeria.
Would have done
to do
better than
analysis.
No, you have no moral right to laugh at Nigeria. You couldn't even.
We don't care. We will laugh at them.
The same way they will sit at home, watch us at the World Cup,
and when they come home, they will laugh at us.
If we are beaten, there's an if clause. There's an if clause.
You see the same group of people yesterday. They were here. I am the unpatriotic one. I'm the one praying or wishing ill and evil for.
Our referee was there. He's an ambassador. He's representing
Daniel.
God is good.
Now Nigerians are
best referee in the whole world.
They think that it was due to some of his action that led to
Niger, but you know Ghana will never do you. Despite everything.
I think they did well. The unfortunate thing for them is that they are not going to the World Cup. So winning the AFCON would have appeased their people.
If they won the AFCON, like we die, we die finish. But how are they? How are you, Nigerian people? How are you feeling? It's a nice Thursday morning. You went to face Morocco, Ghana referee, South African assistant referee. Tomorrow. As I will see Ghana, you doff your hat out. But how was the performance of Daniel Nila? People were thinking that because he's Ghanaian and because of the friendly disagreement Ghanaians have with Nigerians, he's likely to do some skirmishes. How was his performance?
I think Nigerians paid too much attention to Daniel Lai rather than focusing on the strength and the weaknesses of their team. I think Daniel Lai, if you're rating him over 10, I would say I'll give him a 7. Refereeing is not easy, especially at that level when it comes to refereeing in a game that is highly intense, a lot of expectation, a lot of egos on the pitch. You have to deal with all these egos, the likes of Victor Osimhen, Brahim. They are big players. They sometimes confront you. You can be overshadowed by the occasion. But I think, the man from Accra, who has now graduated to be one of Ghana's finest referees, stood the test of time. He did quite well. Nigeria didn't lose because Daniel Lai was bad. They lost because they didn't create enough chances.
They lost because they were bad.
Yes, they didn't create enough chances, 1. And 2, when it comes to penalty shootout, it is a luck. You can win. Even the best teams in the world lose out on penalty shootout. So, they should just eat a humble pie, understand that is how far they could have gotten to. But they still have an opportunity to win a medal. They'll play the third place game against Egypt. But that game, I feel it's about ICAF eliminates that kind of third place. Because the teams do not even play with the passion and enthusiasm that we expect.
Who remembers third and fourth?
That's the problem.
Second card, I don't remember not third
and fourth.
But the bottom line is that we are happy that our Nigerian brothers and sisters, they should have come home earlier, but it's good. From Nigeria, we don't play away.
Let's now do some sports here on 3FM Sunrise. My name is Mutala Yakubu. Coming up this morning, Nigeria out of the Africa Cup of Nations. They could not progress to the finals after losing on penalties to Morocco. And Senegal have also booked a place in the final after beating Egypt. And we'll go to Morocco, where my colleague Bill Eshen is standing by to give us all the latest. Let's now settle for the details, and we begin in Morocco, where Senegal have secured a spot in the final of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations after edging Egypt 1-0. A decisive strike from Sadio Mane proved enough to separate the two sides. Still in North Africa, host Morocco also booked a place in the final after overcoming Nigeria 4-2 on penalties. Goalkeeper Yassine Bono was once again the hero, delivering a standout performance when it mattered most. Three Sports Bill Shen was on the ground in Rabat and comes through with this report.
After a nervy 120 minutes of action plus penalty shootouts, Morocco have earned their place in the final of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations thanks to the heroics from Yassine Bono, who made two crucial penalty saves for the Atlas Lions. That means that they would have the opportunity to fight for an AFCON trophy for the first time since 1976, where they last won it. And for them, they'll be facing Senegal in the final. And because Senegal managed to defeat Egypt earlier in the day thanks to a goal from Sadio Mane, coming out on top in the Sadio Mane versus Mohamed Salah Part 3. Now, Senegal have been in 3 AFCON finals in the last 4 editions and did win one in 2021 when they defeated Egypt on penalties. And so here are the reactions from some of the people after Morocco's victory over Nigeria. Okay. So on Saturday, there will be the third place playoff, which will be happening in Casablanca, with Egypt taking on Nigeria for that bronze medal, whilst Morocco will come back to the Prince Moulay Abdallah Stadium, and this time they'll be playing against Senegal for the ultimate, that is the AFCON trophy. And we'll be providing you a lot more updates as the days do come by. And so stick and stay with us on all TV3 platforms on television, and also 3FM and all other platforms on Media General.
Bill there, my colleague in Morocco. Now, after the game, he spoke to a number of journalists, and this is what he had to say.
I think it was a game of grit, a game of marginal lines, whereby Morocco had to go all the way, go past the nerves of going into extra time without scoring. Morocco came into this game having conceded only one goal. That was against Mali. So at some point, you felt like there was a better side coming into this one. However much Nigeria had scored goals. But Nigeria today lacked the sharpness up front, because having scored 14 and you failed to score in 120 minutes, you feel that was not something that the coach would have liked. But the penalty takers, for me, I felt the body language was quite lacking, because you felt there was no penalty taker that went on to that ball with lots of confidence. You felt they were grizzling, apart from the first penalty taker. So going ahead, you feel like the coach still has a lot to do, but he has done so much, because in the games that he has been in charge of the team, they have only lost 2, and today they have lost in penalties. So the Nigerians have to become, allow this team to go through the transition. Yes, they're not going to be the World Cup. There is more time for them to organize. Maybe coming forward in the AFCON that will be played in East Africa, Uganda, Tanzania, and Kenya, I think there will be a better side.
I think it was deserved, because looking at the game and looking at the stats and the numbers from the game, you could tell that Morocco were the team that wanted it more, because Nigeria coming into this game had been the most successful team in terms of attack. They had scored 14 goals, the most by any country in this tournament, but they had an XG of 0.05. That tells you that the attack on the day was blunt. Osimhen, Ademola Lookman, Ako Adams failed to deliver as they were supposed to. So I think Morocco deserve a lot of credits. They came into this game with a good strategy, and although they couldn't get a goal, when it went to penalty shootouts, you could tell that they were the team that practiced the penalties the most during their training session. So I think it's a deserved win for Morocco. They deserve this victory.
So those were some journalists that are reacting to Morocco's win over Nigeria to book a place in the final. So on Sunday, it is Morocco who would come up against Senegal in that final, and they will be attempting to win. Now, I mean, still on the Africa Cup of Nations, there is a lot, because after their heartbreaking defeat, Nigeria head coach Eric Shell has stated that although his team performed admirably, Morocco were worthy winners on the night.
We miss a lot of things, the intensity, technically, the movement. Morocco, they deserve this victory, but our state of mind was good. We fight on every ball, and before this game, I talked to the press conference. And I said something, everybody tried to, this is a bluff, or I'm a liar. I know my group. And for sure, it was not easy for us for this game, but the player give us a good response with the state of mind. They fight on every ball. And it's difficult because, we lose again in the penalty session. And it's crazy because we work a lot during all of the training session, but this is the football. We have to accept that and continue to work.
So away from that, let's send our attention to Europe, where Arsenal have taken a huge step towards the Carabao Cup final after defeating London rivals Chelsea 3-2 away from home in the first leg of the semi-final. The loss marked the first defeat for Chelsea manager Liam Rossino, who was overseeing just his second match in charge of the Blues. Despite the setback, the former Strasbourg boss remained confident, insisting his team is still on course to meet their objective.
Without going into too much detail, I don't want other teams to know. There are certain triggers, there are certain patterns. That's Rob's first game with me. I've had 2 days work with him. I have to put my imprint on the team, that's why I'm here. I don't want to do that to the detriment of the results, but I need to make sure we win now, but we keep improving for where we want to get to this season. So it's a very fine margin. There are a lot of positives in Rob's performance today. And what you'll know with me is I protect my players. I'm asking him to do things. If he makes a mistake doing what I'm asking to do, that's on me. But I have a lot of faith that in the long term we'll improve as a team with the messages that we're giving him and all the players.
Our second leg is expected to come off at the Emirates, and Chelsea will be looking at overturning that scoreline. In Spain, Real Madrid's difficult run of form worsened after suffering a stunning 3-2 defeat to Albacete Balompié, crashing out of the Copa del Rey at the round of 16 stage. The upsets marked Albacete's first ever victory over Real Madrid and added to the mounting challenges facing the Spanish Giants both on and off the pace. So Real Madrid crashing out of that Copa del Rey. Back home, Accra had to focus set to host Dreams FC in match day 19 of the Ghana Premier League. The Phobians, who claimed the crucial 1-0 win away from home against Ullo United in match day 18, will be looking at building on that. And their head coach, Masoud Didi Dramani, is optimistic of getting all 3 points.
I think that we pick the lessons from our previous games. And always our previous games are a strong antidote to our coming games. We look at the challenges that we envisage in those games. We look at the lining parts of those games, and then we also consolidate our strengths. And so we will still continue to keep our identity in terms of our strengths. And then the challenges that we had in those games are what we have been working on. And also, we also have to think about the strengths of our opponents, because we acknowledge that they are a very force to reckon with when it comes to the league. And so we will respect that, and then we'll stick to our strengths, and then we'll want to still compete, and then compete to win at the end of the day.
Masoud Didi Dramani is the head coach of Hearts of Oak, and tomorrow the Phobians will be in action against Dreams FC in the Ghana Premier League. It will be live on TV3 and on your TV as the game kicks off at 3:30 p.m. My name is Mutala Yakubu, and this is where we call it a wrap with the sports updates on the Sunrise. There's more after this.
Sunrise on 3FM. The best in the morning. The best in the morning is on 92.7. Sunrise on 3FM. Sunrise on 3FM. The best in the morning.
They're the best. Turn it up.
The best in the morning is on 92.7. Sunrise on 3FM.
The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December.
How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure.
Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Oh, turn it up!
Come into the mountains, sight and I grandfather.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music, the 411 and all your favorite songs, what's happening around town, and so much more.
And in the headlines today, the two leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names.
Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, Lego.
We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio.
silence, something was growing. The journey continues. The calm before the storm. You can't mute a force that was born to speak. You can't bury rhythm. It rewrites itself. Louder. Every signal lost finds its way back to the source. This is not a comeback, it's a recalibration. This is the takeover. This is Trigmatic on 3FM Drive. Driving you home with good vibes, good conversations, and the freshest hits. Hop in, take a ride. Trigmatic on 3FM Drive. 3FM, your urban lifestyle radio.
The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December.
How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbit for your at-work listening pleasure. Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Oh, turn it up!
Come into the mountains, sight and I grandfather.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music, the 411 and all your favorite songs, what's happening around town, and so much more.
And in the headlines today, the two leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names. Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, Lego. We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio.
In the silence, something was growing. The journey continues. The calm before the storm. You can't mute a force that was born to speak. You can't bury rhythm. It rewrites itself. Louder. Every signal lost finds its way back to the source. This is not a comeback, it's a recalibration. This is the takeover. This is Trigmatic on 3FM Drive. Driving you home with good vibes, good conversations, and the freshest hits. Hop in, take a ride. Trigmatic on 3FM Drive. 3FM, your urban lifestyle radio.
The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December.
How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbit for your at-work listening pleasure. Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Oh, turn it up!
Come into the mountains, sight and I grandfather.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music, the 411 and all your favorite songs, what's happening around town, and so much more.
And in the headlines today, the two leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names. Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, Lego. We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio.
In the silence, something was growing.
Shortly. But I'd like to remind you that 2026 is a year to travel, explore, and experience more. And Global Wings Travel and Tours, in partnership with Media General, is inviting you to experience the best of Malaysia and Singapore. It is happening this April. Enjoy 9 unforgettable days with return flights, luxury hotels in Kuala Lumpur and Singapore, daily meals, visa facilitation, city tours, Genting Highlands with cable ride, inter-country transfers, and so much more. So why do you have to wait? Make your April 2026 Malaysia and Singapore trip. Make it a reality. Call or WhatsApp 0550-188-181. 0550-188-181. Or 0553-688-398. 0553-688-398. Call or WhatsApp these numbers today and make your Malaysia and Singapore trip this April. Make it a reality.
3FM.
This is your moment. Talented Kids Season 17 auditions are officially open. Kumasi will meet at Maitland Hotel on the 18th of January 2026 from 8 a.m. sharp. And for Accra families, auditions come your way at the TV3 premises on the 20th of January 2026, also from 8 a.m. Talented Kids Season 17, where talent finds a stage.
3FM Sunrise.
The journey ends on Sunday, 25th January 2026. What journey am I talking about? I'm talking about the Mentor journey. Mentor crowns its next star. 6 finalists, 1 winner, 1 historic night. Tiki and the Qualms are Chedia, Kwekushai, Ivy Hollis, and DNA. They go head to head in a battle of vocal dexterity, electrifying performances, and dazzling dance steps in the Mentor Grand Finale. Who walks away with the ultimate prize? Find out live at the National Theatre Sunday, the 25th of January 2026 at 8 p.m. sharp. Tickets are selling at 50 Ghana cedis only. So the stage is set. The vote and performances will decide it all. If you want to push your favorite contestant to the grand prize, dial star 713 star 13 hash, star 713 star 13 hash, or download the MG Reality app. Vote now and keep their dream alive. Be there live at the National Theatre and cheer your contestant to victory. It will be an exciting experience, and I would love to see you there. Healthcare Revival. Conversation this morning with Dr. Thomas Anaba. He's MP for Garu and a member of Parliament's Health Committee. Doc, good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning to you, to your listeners and viewers, if any, and then greetings to the good people of Garu.
Nice. We're live on social media, so I'm sure they're watching you.
Right, thank you very much.
Happy New Year. How's your year been so far? 2026, how's it been for you?
It's okay, by the grace of God. Yeah, you know, as MPs, we run from office to office trying to see how we can help bring about development to our communities. So I'm in Accra immediately after the new year. Nice. I've been in Accra hopping from one institution to the other.
The job is not easy.
Yeah, it's not easy, but that is it. It's a social service.
Nice. Right. The idea people have of the work of a member of parliament, they think it's very simple. Is that the case?
It's not simple.
It's demanding.
I also thought same, but after I stepped foot in, I realized that it demands more time, more commitment, and more perseverance, or else you give up very early. Yes. So if you are an MP, if you know an MP, Pat is back for continuing to be an MP. It's not easy at all.
It's a tough job.
You become let me say, a servant of everybody. Everybody believes that you are the solution. You are the magic for everything.
When you may even need help yourself.
Yes, sometimes you need help yourself, and they don't understand it. But what for do? We are all in for that. Somebody must at least take the responsibility to be an MP. Yes, so once we go, some other person would come. So necessarily, we must have MPs in the country all the time.
And you also serve on the Health Committee of Parliament. Yeah. How is working on the committee like?
Oh, it's very interesting. Our main duty is oversight responsibility and formulation policies in Parliament to help pass laws that has something to do with health. At least we've been able to go around the country to inspect certain health facilities that we pick randomly to either motivate them or encourage them or draw their attention to certain things. We've looked at their finances, their books, to see whether they are spending their money accurately properly or not. It's been a good experience. I've met with people from diverse areas in the committee. Some are tax specialists, some are accountants, some are doctors, some are social scientists. We come together and we are able to learn from each other about how to make the health sector at least look more attractive and rewarding and serving the needs of our people. So it's been a good committee to belong to.
In your oversight responsibilities on the health committee, what has been the assessment of the Agenda 111 project so far?
So far, the assessment we've not sat down like this to say, this is the assessment that we are giving to it and give it a mark. But generally, the issue of the Agenda 111 has come to us regarding what they are going to do with them. And we as a group think that it was a good project, overly ambitious as stated by the then president. He himself said it, overly ambitious. And we all agree that it was overly ambitious. I think the early days when he came out with the plan to build the Agenda 111 facilities, I think I was interviewed by this studio and I told them that it was not going to be possible to execute it the way he wants to do it. Perhaps they
all together at the same time.
They must do it in stages. And even if he's able to find money to do it, the buildings may become white elephants. They wouldn't serve the purpose. They wouldn't be functional district hospitals. Because they may not be run by the requisite staff in the hospitals. Because you need some category of professionals to run a district hospital. And if you check from the human resource data we have in Ghana, you could realize that building 101 health facilities, you were not going to get doctors to man them, enough doctors, enough laboratory technicians. For nurses, we could get, because they are a lot. We
have them in a huge number.
Huge numbers, and some of them are even at home without work, and then the rest, we could do something with them. But the doctors and the other professionals, like the radiologists, like the lab scientists, and then the rest, were not enough to be able to run those facilities in the 18 months the president promised he was going to put up the hospitals. That was my worry. And it has come to pass that even they themselves, in the middle of 2024, decided to halt some of the projects. They themselves, about 15 of them. They realized that it was really overly ambitious. Not that it is not good. I would always emphasize that to have such facilities in all the hospitals, it would have really given access to the general public and shortened the distance they travel to go to hospitals, shortened the time, the turnaround time when they go to hospital, because all the needed facilities for a real district hospitals were captured in it. So the committee in general think that yes, we should continue. That's the notion we all have. We should continue with it, but at a pace that at least financially
gives you some room,
gives government some room, and also give time for doctors, the professionals and the staff that are needed to run those hospitals to be formed or to be hired. In that way, we're able to really have a functional district hospital. I can cite an example of a hospital that was built and as at now is not functioning because of lack of staff to run it.
So it's part of the Agenda 111 project?
It's not part. It was the Tolong Hospital.
Okay.
I mentioned Tolong because I'm very fond of Tolong, and I have very good friends there. And when they were building the hospital, I was happy they were putting it up under the MPP. As at now, it's not functioning.
So the building is there.
Yes.
It has the equipment.
Yes, it has the equipment. But you see, it is nurses who are doing basic nursing things. And that cannot be called a district hospital.
True.
A district hospital must have some group of staff, specialized cadres, to take care of the patients. One, generally, Ghana Health Service requirement, you must have a pediatrician.
Okay.
At least one. You must have an ophthalmologist. You must have an internal medicine specialist. You must have an emergency doctor. You must have a gynecologist. You must have a public health specialist. You must have lab technologists. You must have radiologists. These are the basic requirements to say that this hospital
is a district hospital.
Even some of our current district hospitals lack some of these professionals, but at least the core basic professionals, specialist doctors are there. At least a pediatrician, not all of them may have, but you may have people attending to pediatric cases and then the rest. And for gynecologists, they are there in almost all the district hospitals that are in existence. So we're thinking that government should have hastened slowly and see where you put the hospital that really the distance between the referral hospitals to their centers, to their district, are really very far. Then with the little we have, then we can build them. I can quote Bright Simmons, who said that, look, there wasn't budgetary allocation for some of these things. Besides that, we didn't know which agency was responsible because the Ministry of Health itself was not responsible for the construction of this. And the strategy they were rolling out was not well informed. Even though it was a political promise they made, not because of COVID. You said that because of COVID they were building hospitals. It's not because of COVID. 2016 manifesto of NPP, it is there.
It was mentioned.
That they were going to build district hospitals in all districts with our hospitals. Likewise that of NDC. NDC said we were going to build it progressively.
Yes.
But they said they were going to build hospitals in all districts with our hospitals. In 2020, before even the COVID, it was again in their manifesto. Then COVID came, and the president ambitiously came to promise Ghanaians that he was going to start it and execute it in 18 months, which we found not to be possible. At long last, we have been exonerated that, look, you can't do that in the country. You can't just go and put up facilities for something when you don't have people to run it. Why don't you build airports in all the regions? Because you don't have the planes to land there.
True.
You don't have the planes to land there. So you can't use all your money in buying firewood, when you say you want to cook a meal. So you buy all the firewood and finish. Where is the money to buy the tomato,
to cook
to
the
buy
food?
the onions, to buy the rice? You use all your money in building Agenda 111. Where do you have the doctors, the nurses to run it? Very good. They talk about the amount involved in putting it up and the equipments to put in. Very laudable. I was very happy that they were coming with equipments so that it becomes what we call a turnkey project. So that the moment they finish, they commission it, they cut the ribbon, they give the keys to the medical director, they open and they start work. At least 4 million was earmarked for equipments, which included very sophisticated equipments that will really improve health delivery. They talk of CT scans, ultrasounds, X-ray machines, properly equipped laboratories, and then the rest. All were very laudable. But this is where the problem comes. You have little money. And instead of looking back to see what others did and didn't succeed, and you go to repeat the same problems. When they came to power in 2017, remember they criticized the NDC government for starting so many Agenda 111. Agenda 3, is it the Mama Senior High Schools?
Yes, the E-blocks.
The E-blocks.
Yes.
That they started a lot, and then they decided...
And some have been abandoned.
Some have been abandoned because of money constraints.
Yeah.
You knew of this, and you also decided to go and start 101 health facilities when you even didn't have dedicated funding for it.
So they didn't
when you
learn.
knew COVID had come to clear all our monies, when you knew you were introducing haircuts for people, how do you go and start 111 health facilities in a country without any funding source? Give contract monies, advance payments, that is mobilization fee, to contractors, knowing that you're not going to get money to add to complete.
So as we speak, do we have the numbers of how many of the Agenda 111 project or the hospitals that have buildings complete, how many have buildings with equipment, and how many did not even start or at various levels of completion?
In fact, there is none of them that has been completely built.
None of the
Even
hospitals?
Even though 3 have been commissioned by the former president, none has been completed, and they don't have equipment.
So how do they commission without completing?
During the campaign time, we all came out against that. You can't commission a facility, which is a 10-key project, without equipment.
Okay.
Even proper roads to the place are not there.
So
that of my constituency, I can say, is 80%. I've
so
been there.
In this case, the completion is the building with equipment.
The building with the equipment. Some say the building is not yet even complete.
Okay.
I don't think any of them has the building completely done, walled, the pavements and the walkways and everything done. No. You have the individual structures standing, but connectivity to them is not yet there. And even those that you think they have been roofed, ceiling, electrical wiring, and then the rest
has not happened.
Has not been done. Air conditioning has not been done.
This is from Wa East.
Yeah.
And is one of the Agenda 111 projects.
Yes.
You see, if you join us on Facebook right now, you see this building classified as, I don't even know whether I should call it a building. This work.
It's a structure.
It's a structure. Nice. Yeah. Classified as part of the Agenda 111 project. But you can see that it is nowhere near completion. No. We just have foundation, the building up onto the window or the lintel level. And then see the surrounding, the environment and all of that. And people, government paid contractors for these kind of works.
Yeah, in Ghana, it's allowed that mobilization fee of 10% should be given. It's lawful. But I think, though it is lawful, you must also comply by making sure that you invest the money into what they gave it to you to do. Luckily, we've gotten the Auditor General, who has done some serious work around and has come out with this report, saying that there are 11 of them that they have cancelled them outright, and there are some they've asked them to, they've cancelled them and asked them to refund
the monies
because the work that they have done, typical of NPP and their contractors. You remember the Palugu Dam, 12 million spent, no job done. You remember the Savilugu Walwale road, almost 30 million spent on it without job done, and the road minister is on them. And you can see some of them have collected the mobilization fee, and they have not done the work. And that is where the law would fall on them.
Is the situation we are seeing right now, the $7.9 million call to refund to the state, is it as a result of lack of enforcement or a lack of desire on the part of the contractors to keep building the project? What happened?
No, they have asked them to continue, and they are not continuing.
So I'm talking about in the previous administration.
Yes.
What happened for us to get to this point?
I've cited some 2 examples for you already, and I've added this one. Definitely, they've given the money to people, and they are not supervising them. They are always consultant for every contract that government gives to construct. We have supervising consultant. The government appoints them. What they do is that they go there every now and then to see at what level they've gotten to see what they have spent. And if the person is spending the money and the level is not changing, it's up to the consultant to report to who? To the government, that this contractor is not up to.
Go back to your employer.
Go back, yes. And then they would call him either to speed up or they terminate the contract and let him pay a penalty.
So we don't even get to this amount.
You don't even get to this amount. But you sit down and allow contractors to take these monies and they keep it with them, whether they are trading with it, they are doing business with it. The work that they are supposed to do to provide health delivery facilities for doctors and nurses and lab people to work are not being constructed. Then I'll blame the consultant who was not doing his work, and I also blame the supervising minister who appointed the consultant, who sat on the fence and allowed this to perpetuate. It means that his appointment as a consultant has objectives, and we have to look at the objectives for which he was appointed. And if he's not complying, he too must be sanctioned. I think if we are only going to go only on the contractor, we'll be missing it. Because you are appointed as a consultant to review it.
The contractor was reporting to somebody.
He reports to somebody, and somebody supervises him. And that person too is supervised by the minister the minister who is handling the construction of the Agenda 111. And this is where the problem comes, like Brad Simon said. we didn't know who was really handling the Agenda 111. Was it at the Flagstaff House?
Or the Health Ministry.
Or the Health Ministry. He is saying it's not the Health Ministry. And I think if it was the Health Ministry, perhaps they would have advised that we shouldn't go building all the facilities at the same time. So to me, I would say kudos to the Auditor General for the good work being done. And I hope that this will continue in all sectors, not only under the NDC government, but in any government that will come, that the Auditor General should be given free hand to surcharge people. The most important thing is that we need to get the money back. And if we are getting the money back, should we even get it just like that?
Or with interest.
Or with interest. That would cause other, send a signal to other contractors that in Ghana, if you take a contract and you take a mobilization fee and you don't execute the work the way it's supposed to be done, you pay penalties. Because if I think that I can use that money to do other businesses and get more profit, and at the end you come back for your capital, your initial capital without profit, some people would play with our money. And that is exactly what we are seeing. And I hope that these people will refund the money, or else they should be dealt with properly.
But you also want that beyond the contractors, the consultants and whoever was supervising is also involved in some form of investigation, is also investigated, so that they tell us what part they played in contributing to this $7.9 million loss.
Yes, they should give us their report. If they had written to the government before, they should tell us this is the report we gave to the government, drawing the attention of government that the person is not executing the work to the standards that we want, or is not going at the pace that we want him to go. And if the contractor too has justification for it, they should let us know. I know there are a few that there were land litigations, land issues, and there were relocations of them, very few of them, but not all of them. But the number now is more than what they were talking about, places that they had land issues regarding relocations and then the rest. So to me, consultants must also give out their report. And I think the Auditor General should also look at the consultants' reports to see whether they should be exonerated or not. If they are exonerated and they've given a clear report indicating that the contractors were not up to a date with the construction, then I think they can be exonerated. Other than that,
but even if they are exonerated, we should take it up from there, because they presented their reports to somebody.
Yes.
Somebody saw that they complained or said, this contractor is not coming to site. This contractor will not be able to complete the project. So take an action. Then it now comes onto the person who refused or was unable to take the action. That person should also be spoken to, if you like.
Sure, the consultant was appointed by somebody. So if he sends his report, we trace it. It's all part of the audit. We trace it up to the last point. If it goes to the minister said, okay, I also reported to cabinet, and cabinet said also reported to the president. They will know where it ends.
They were going high up there.
They were going high up there. Then we finally get to know exactly who was the cause. Was it that it was party boys they gave the job to, and they were doing what they wanted, they used the money for what they wanted, and they were not being chased to do the work? You know, sometimes we politicians, that's how they lamp all of us, that we are not trustworthy. But I think now we have a very trustworthy government in place, that we are tracking everything, and we ensure that the Agenda 111 money that is with people, they are refunded, and then we can use it to complete those that the minister promised to complete. The minister promised that those that are 80% this year, they will ensure that they will complete them.
And about how many of them are there? 6?
He's promised that they are promising that they will do about 8 of them.
Okay.
Yeah, about 8 of them. Right.
Is it something the NDC government can do?
In fact, why can't we? We can do it because money has already been allocated. Assessment has been done to know how much is left to complete those ones. It was captured in the budget. You know, this finance minister has a rule that if a contract should not be given if you don't come for assurance from him for payment, and you not also give out a new contract if it was not captured in the budget, unless he has excess money from anywhere. So I am quite sure the way the finance minister is holding the purse and distributing the resources prudently, I think we'll be able to execute the completion of those that we have promised to do this year. I'm quite sure it will be done, because I know a committee has been formed to work on it for those ones to be completed. Yeah.
You outlined several ambitious initiatives as well in the health sector. Key amongst them are the commencement of the construction of 6 new regional hospitals.
Yes.
In the 6 newly created regions.
Yeah.
And then the completion of 10 Agenda 111 projects.
And improvement of some facilities for maternal and child health care.
Great. as well as the continuation of 4 key previously abandoned hospital projects.
Yeah.
So I'm reading here that we're looking at some 20 health projects.
Yeah.
And I've not added the completion of the ones you've spoken about. But 20 of them, will that not be also overly ambitious on the part of the NDC government to do?
The Agenda 111 that they are going to complete were captured in the budget for this year, and those ones are going to be done this year. The other ones are in progress. They are not all going to be done. The renals are not going to be constructed within 1 year.
Okay.
So the budget will be coming from this year, next year, and maybe the following year.
So it will be spread across.
It will be spread across. That is to ensure that by the time we leave office, yes, we would have those ones done. Because regions without regional hospitals is not good, and district without district hospitals equally are not good. But we have to weigh to see which one needs a speedy development, and that can meet our pairs, that our pairs can meet the needed resources to put them up. And that is why strategically they've chosen the regions without regional hospitals to get them regional hospitals, and few of the Agenda 111, and to ensure that we improve on the maternal and child health facilities in Ghana. We don't have any good national facility like this that you can say, this pediatric hospital, if I go, that is the end of my problems.
They have the expertise, the people, the equipment.
Yes, we have the doctors and then the rest, and then the radiologists and all the specialists needed, psychologists, to set up such facilities. Let's put up one. He's saying that we'll restructure, we'll renovate some of the facilities, redevelop some of the facilities we have to make them international, to make them have a standard that internationally is respected, so that we can provide such services instead of flying people out every time when they need certain services in the country. And I think that is something that is laudable to do. So I think the government is cutting its coat according to its size, is spending according to what he gets, and he's making sure that he puts the money at the most important places that would propel rapid development and accelerate that. Its effect would be outlining them or executing them will have a ripple effect on other sectors of the economy. It's just not going to build facilities for nothing. It's to build facilities that can really be operational. It's not a matter of putting up facilities, but putting them to be operational. That is very important.
One of the concerns you raised with the idea of the previous government, or the implementation strategy of the previous government, was that we don't have the people for the various district hospitals. You listed a few of them: pediatrician, radiologists, lab technicians, amongst others. For what the NDC wants to do, the 10 Agenda 111 project completing, will we have the people to man these projects in the various districts?
Yes, with the 10 Agenda 111, it is economically wise to complete them because they are 80%.
Okay.
They have been roofed. Some of them have ceilings. Some of them are left with wires, just wires to complete them. The rest that are like the structure you saw, without any roof and anything, that can even wait for a year, 2, 3, 4.
So that can hold on for a while.
Can hold on.
But for the ones that are 80%,
the ones that have already have elevations with roofing and then the rest, left with them to fix air conditions, put equipment, finish the wiring, and let them work. If you don't start using them, the roofing and then the rest, the wiring would start decomposing. People will start stealing them, and that will go to waste. So I think it is economically wise to complete those ones, and even work to get the people to put them. As to whether we'll get enough doctors for all the 10 the way we want, perhaps gradually within 2, 3, 4, 5 years we could get doctors to fill all of them.
So that's where my question was arriving at, the personnel to man these projects. But it's good you say that it's not happening at the same time. It's not happening at the same time.
You know, in Ghana we have a serious challenge with doctors. The country's population, we are required to have 32,000 doctors. But as I speak to you, if you go to the Medical and Dental Council, those certified and registered to practice are a little over 12,000. So we have 1/3 of the medical workforce in the country. There are district hospitals without the requisite number of doctors that we have. But we are all fighting for district hospitals. I always say, and I would emphasize, we need functional district hospitals, not district hospital structures. Functional means it must have the building, have the equipment that are needed inside, and have the professionals who can man and run those equipment to deliver health.
So if we don't have them, are we going to train them, or we are going to import?
So if you don't have them, concentrate in training. That is what this government is doing. This government is going to increase the number of training facilities, have more teaching hospitals, rich hospitals in the pipeline. The Bolgatanga Regional Hospital is in the pipeline. Ho and other places are in the pipeline. Why is in the pipeline? To ensure that we have more teaching hospitals to train out more doctors, so that at least in the next 6-7 years' time, we'll have enough doctors in the country. Even the College of Surgeons and Physicians is also upping their game by including training centers outside the usual ones they have, involving doctors in other regions outside Kumasi, Accra, Cape Coast, and the rest, so that they can also train specialists to augment the number of specialists that we have. That is where the government is really concentrating, alongside the health facilities that they are working to complete and to build for the other regions who don't have regional hospitals. So I think that you must handle this development in a very tactical way, so that you don't invest money into something that would go and stay, that will go and be standing without people working in it. And I've said it somewhere that building cheap compounds and health centers is the way to go now. Whilst we are looking for money to build the district hospitals and the human resource to run them. Why? Because we know in health, 70% of our challenges are primary healthcare issues. And primary healthcare issues are solved at the level of the CHIP compound and the health centers. Before they move to the district hospitals. If we're able to get every district the needed number of CHIP compounds, it means access to health is at their doorsteps. They can solve most of the basic things there: public education, health education, vaccination, screening, and then the rest can be done at those levels. And you solve 70% of your health problems at those levels. Then from there you move. Luckily for us now in Ghana, we have enough nurses, public health nurses, and what we call PAs, physician assistants, that can man these facilities. But they are lacking in other communities. So government's intention to build 2 CHIP compounds in every district every year means that by 3 years' time, we would have covered a lot of the needs of the primary health care. And those nurses and public health nurses who are sitting at home with a job will be pulled in to manage the primary health care and reduce our budget in treating acute diseases and chronic diseases at the level of the Mahama care. So that is a strategy that I think people must appreciate and understand, that in investing in the primary healthcare side by building cheap compounds and health centers is the best way to go, because we reduce the cost of running the health ministry in the country and concentrate little on the tertiary and then the rest, because few people will get there.
You mentioned the nurses that we have at home, and I'm afraid it's a conversation that we'll have to get into. Thousands of them.
Yes.
Completed school years ago. And the painful part they tell us is that they have to every year renew their licenses.
Yes.
They are not working.
Yes.
They say that there are facilities available to employ them. There are people who need their services. Patients all over the country, but they are still home. What is happening to them? What is the plan of the NDC government to rope these thousands of nurses, of midwives, to get them employed? Is it a question of no money? Is it a question of clear? What is happening? Why?
It's a combination of problems. I'm not the health minister, though.
Right.
But from what I understand,
I mean, you sit on the health committee,
yes,
so
it's a question of multiple factors. One, money can be a problem. We have almost 70-something thousand health workers who are not employed. That is not small.
Over 70,000.
Yes, that is not small. Currently, I think what the whole entire ministry has 130-something employees. And you have about more than half of them
at home,
sitting at home. It's the training. We have opened so many training institutions for the health sector, what the government is doing now is liaising with other countries to see whether they can absorb some of our health workers. I think a lot of countries are appealing to Ghana government to allow for them to come and take some of our nurses and then the rest. I think government has also given clearance to some of them who got appointment but were not paid. So they are going to pay them. And the specialist training schools are also increasing their numbers to train more specialist nurses. That would at least help improve the services they deliver at the various health facilities. Money can be a problem. Mm-hmm. We shouldn't run away from money. But also, you can't overly employ into facilities. The facilities we have, mm-hmm. There are some of them, people go and they complain. The same nurses will tell you, you can't put so many nurses or so many health professionals in a facility that their number outweighs the number that you require to work there. And I can tell you on authority, mm-hmm. that the number of nurses we have in our health facilities, I wouldn't say, in some of them, I can even say they are overly staffed.
So there are some nurses who go to work and they don't have work to do.
I can tell you by doing a comparison of work that is being done in one hospital compared to the number of staff they got there, and work being done in another compared to the number of staff they get there, and you realize that some hospitals with less staff are doing more work than others. And you go to hospitals sometimes, I'll tell you, and yes, you have the nurses, but you can't say you must employ all of them because you don't have the space.
So create the space for them.
That is why we have to build. Mm. And you see the important thing that Muhammad did and lost the 2016 election? He said, we would stop your allowance. Use the money to build health facilities. When you graduate, we'll pay you. Those under training all voted against His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. So we are paying people in school, training them in school. They come out and they have no job. If you don't pay them in school, you want to use the money to put up a hospital for them to come and work?
That's also a problem.
That's a problem. It's a problem we all have to sit down as a nation and fix. And stop playing politics with it. Mm. Because if you come, you don't do it, you'll be booted out. That's it.
In your submission, you mentioned that one of the reasons why is the number of training centers or training facilities for these nurses. So what will be the policy direction for that? Is it to reduce the number or increase the training duration or the training hours, more specific forms of training? What's the plan?
What would Ghanaians accept? Do you want a nurse to come out and sit at home for 3 years before he gets job to do? Or you want to train nurses that would meet our requirement and a few of them to export it? I wouldn't like to answer your question direct. Ghanaians should decide. We should sit down with stakeholders, with parents, everybody. Let's take a decision. Because we have 70-something thousand people at home sitting without job. Because perhaps there's no money, mm-hmm. to pay all of them to be at post, and there's no place to put all of them to be working.
Even if there's money.
What proposal we can make is, can government allow them to go fully private, even their national service? If the private facilities want to take them, let them take them. Let them go there and work.
But do the private facilities, do they have the conducive environment to an enabling environment to rope them in so that they take them off your necks?
I think some would have.
Okay.
I think some would have. I think for instance, my facility, we've taken people who have not been employed by government and they are working and they are comfortable. The government should make it that it's not compulsory that government must employ you. If you get any health facility, and even motivate the private health facilities to take them.
That's what I'm talking about.
Motivate them to take them. That, if you're able to take 10 staff into your place, perhaps you have some motivation out of it. That will reduce the unemployment. How many private hospitals do we have in Ghana? There are a lot.
Yes.
And if you put that challenge, I think it is something
it will reduce the numbers.
It's apparent to me that if we are able to take 10 of our staff from those who are unemployed, you get some motivation from it, so maybe some relief of something or something like that. I think that we would end up taking more than 20,000 of them out of the unemployed number that we have. Also, government should liaise with the international other countries who actually need nurses to take them along.
We export them.
We export them, at least get some little foreign exchange, and they also send them remittances to their families who have spent a lot of money in paying for their school fees and the rest for them to graduate, and now they are sitting at home without working. Because to me, it's really uncomfortable to sit at home for more than a year after a nurse or a doctor.
People have been home for 9 years, 10 years. And then these are skills. So if you don't put them to work, you lose them.
You see, the educational structure in this country, we must train people looking at the way we are moving in the country. Most people, you go to the communities, when they want to take a course immediately after senior high school, nursing, teaching. Courses that MBA, business management, and all those things. Technical schools, technical training institutions. I think the whole nation, we must shift our educational system a little bit to the technical aspect. I tell you, it is difficult to get somebody to wire your house correctly. You have to queue.
The expertise are not there
to get the person. It's difficult to get somebody to tile your house, and after 2 years, the tiles will not start removing. It's difficult.
I know that.
It's difficult to get somebody to do a good POP for you that after 1 year it hasn't cracked. All this required proper training. Let our technical institutions be more than our bureaucratic training universities. So many people doing MBAs, doing this to manage who? When the Makala women are sitting there, they've not gone to any MBO, but they are managing very well. I think that there must be a real shift in our tertiary training institutions into something else, because everybody finds it very comfortable to go and do nursing or teaching because they think that immediately you come out, you must get a job.
The situation
now you
is
come
different.
out, you didn't get a job. And I tell you, an air conditioning repairer, I fight to get one every 3 months to service all the air conditions in my facility. I struggle to get one. And every single air condition they service, you know how much they take? 150 Ghana cedis. They come in 1 week and service all the air conditions in my facility and take all that money. 1 week, 60-something air conditions, service all and take all that money in 1 week and go. Tell me how many teachers or nurses can get that money in a week. But people don't want to go for those courses. We must
maybe sometimes it's a matter of interest.
Let me say, selection. We must teach our children. We must let our students understand that there are certain professions now that you need to sift into. I'm not saying that we shouldn't train nurses. We have to continuously train nurses, train lab technicians, train everybody. But when the number exceeds and the government cannot take them, then let's shift the focus of the money in training in putting up the facilities. So that when you are sitting at home, when you graduate, you get a place to work.
Okay. Doc, let me ask you some quick fire questions. What's now the situation of the unpaid nurses? Have all of them been paid?
For that one, I don't have it on record.
Okay.
I know the minister said that they had gotten clearance for all of them.
Okay.
So I'm sure once he said it, it is authentic. So
you know when the payment will come?
Definitely, if he said they have gotten clearance for them, it means that they will be paid even they'll be even given their back pay.
Okay.
So definitely they are being paid.
There's a point you raised about the number of training schools for the nurses. Is it too much?
I will not say it's too much. Perhaps the numbers, because we have them. I'm saying we have them without employment. How many journalists do we have in the country without employment?
Yeah, a lot of them.
Why? Simply because you don't have media houses
to take them.
Now we've trained so many nurses and other health professionals who we don't have the facilities to take them. What do? We break and put up the facilities and continue.
So we break the training?
I'm not saying it. I'm asking. We break, put up the facilities and take them, or we should continue training them. Because I know this year, some will be graduating. I don't think it's less than 10,000.
And they'll add to the over 70
number. Some will retire. Some, unfortunately, may resign.
So what do you think? Do we break the training and put out the facilities?
No, we can't break. We only may have to reduce the numbers.
The numbers of the entrance?
The entrance. Because we can't close the training institutions.
Okay.
We need them. We can also turn the training institutions to train the specialized nurses. Instead of training only generalized nurses, they concentrate more and now training specialized nurses so that those who are already in the system who are working, they go to do their top up to become specialized nurses. Whilst we take a few to train to be general nurses, so that every now and then we'll have people coming out as general nurses and people coming out as specialized nurses.
If we are reducing the entrance, are we not, to a certain extent, curtailing some dreams of people? Are we not artificially creating this situation?
We have to do a projection of our needs assessment of the human resource in the country and know what to take at what time. And that is feasible. We do our projections. The Ghana Health Service has those projections. Let's do our projections and see how many hospitals can we build, how many nurses do we need in 5 years' time, how many radiologists do we need in 5 years' time. We can do our five-year working plan and know how many people to train and now how many schools we have. Then we distribute the intake to the schools.
So it means we raise the standard of qualification.
That is it. Either we raise the standard or we take a number that we think is needed for the next 5 years so that we don't overproduce and at the end they'll sit at home, lose their skills. And when you now give them appointment letters and they come, they have to do serious orientation.
So what then will happen to those who would not be able to make it because of the limited entrance?
No, for training in health facilities or any university, we have limits. They can never take everybody. How many of our SSS students get to enter university? Not because they have poor marks, but because there's no space. Some of them have to go to private. We can't absorb everybody who wants to do nursing in this country. We can't even absorb everybody who wants to do medicine. Medicine is equally the same because of the space, because of the lecturers to lecture them, because of the space to teach them. You can't absorb everybody who wants to do medicine.
Doc, what's the situation of... finish your point.
Yeah, so we can't say that we are going to limit the intake. Intake must be limited at any point. In every institution, intakes are limited. It's not only in medicine, it's not only in nursing.
It can be free flow for all.
It can be free flow for all. It can never be.
Physician assistants, what is happening to them? I know a few of them, they've left school, they are now into private practice. Some are not practicing at all. They are looking for postings.
Physician assistants, they are a very vital group of people in the health delivery system.
We know that, yes.
Mainly, they were trained to take the place where we don't have doctors, especially in the health centers and to assist in the district hospitals, to run the primary healthcare system over there. And they are doing very well. They are not specialist doctors, but I tell you, I've been to certain health facilities and I see the work they do there, and it's commendable. Whatever may be happening to them now, whether they are employing them or not, I think they had a problem with designation, name, and other things with the Medical and Dental Council, but that has been resolved, and then the rest. So I've not heard of any physician assistant who is unemployed.
Oh, Dr. Nawa, people will not be happy with you.
Oh, no. I want to be honest with myself. If it is there, I'm not saying it is not there. I say I've not heard of any who has not been employed. If there is any, perhaps we would have to perhaps see whether is it that there's no space for them or not. I want to be honest. I don't want to make any submission without having concrete evidence.
Because as I speak to you,
yes,
I know a number of them, and the data we're seeing here is nearly 4,000. They have completed training, passed licensure examination, ready for posting.
Yeah,
but it's not happening for them.
Right. So that one, I leave that one to the ministries, and I think if there are no facilities, like I said.
But there are a lot of facilities in some facilities in the rural part of the country,
right,
that need people to man them. You go to some rural health centers, you would see nurses, midwives who are manning there.
Yeah.
When there are physician assistants at home, post them to the place. Is it a matter of, again, clearance money?
I'm not sure it's about clearance, and I don't want to conjecture the reason why. So when I go out, I'll try to find out exactly why there are many Fijian assistants who are not being employed, and to see whether they have facilities for them, to see whether they can get clearance for them. And I hope that
we'll be happy if you do that, because
right, yes, you brought it to our notice. So as a member of parliament concerned about my community getting a physician assistant to help them, I'll take it up to
and then you're on the health committee. That is also
in the health committee. Yes, we'll take it up to see. Right.
Doc, thank you. But don't leave yet. Don't leave yet. But we'll leave the health conversation.
Yes.
And then maybe we'll find a way and get back to the health conversation later on in subsequent in subsequent occasions. But we're still on air with Dr. Thomas Anaba, the Member of Parliament for Garu and a Member of Parliament's Health Committee here on 3FM on Sunrise 92.7. Stay with us. We're back with some more conversations with Dr. Anaba.
Give me love and give me shelter. Yeah.
Member of the Health Committee in Parliament. We're about to get into some other conversations. The state of transportation in Ghana, the state of Ghana's transport system. If you're joining us on Facebook right now, you see some of the videos on Facebook. Hundreds of people in queues looking for vehicles. Yesterday, the communications minister, he had cause to speak on this when he was asked at the Government Accountability Series. The Transport Minister has also spoken about this situation. Let's take a listen to the Transport Minister on his engagement or what his plans are to solve this transportation crisis we're having currently in the country. I don't know whether it is only Accra that it is happening. And then after we listen to the Transportation Minister, we'll take a listen to Felix Kwachiofosu when he was responding to questions on the subject yesterday. But first is the Transport Minister.
It was initial arrangements just to cater for the festive periods, which we did, and it was very helpful. But we realized that when they were withdrawn, it created some challenges. So I re-engaged the MD of Metro Mass Transit Limited and then the Intercity STC coaches, and they have reintroduced some few of them. We are looking at the daily basis movement and seeing if we need to add more, then we'll add more. Again, we are also at the verge of seeing how we can get the private sector to bring in more of the buses and other vehicles to be able to help when it gets to peak hours in the mornings and in the evenings. But we have called back. When we withdrew the services, we saw the tension it created, and we have called back some of the buses to start again making their movements. We are studying the ground to see whether they will need more, or we will have to continue with the skeletal or the small number that we have operating for now.
I'm with the Transport Minister barely 30 minutes ago. First of all, what has happened is that there are some transport operators who are engaging in rent-seeking behavior. Because ordinarily, transportation is a largely private sector-driven activity in Ghana. We have these transport unions, GPRTU and what have you, who organize transport systems that convey the generality of our people. For some reason, after the persistent reduction in fuel prices, which led the transport organizations to announce a 15% reduction in transport fares, there are some operators within the system who thought that they could engage in rent-seeking behavior by creating artificial shortages. We all know that during the festive season, there's an upsurge in passenger numbers. Understandable, because people want to get items from the business district or other notable trading spots for the festivities, and so there was an upsurge. After the festivities, I think that the vehicles were withdrawn, and we note that the rent-seeking behavior still persists. So the minister informs that he has asked the STC to put back the vehicles on the road. In addition to that, there are quite a number of Metro Mass buses that had broken down. So he has ordered their expedited servicing to ensure that in a matter of days, they are back on the road. But they will operate outside of their normal routes and schedules in order to take care of the present congestion that is going on.
This is a yard that is housing a lot of buses. Most of them are the Ullo buses that were procured years ago, but they are still parked here. Most of them are rusting away, indeed, and you realize that some do not even have the ties fixed, and so they are just almost stationary here and not being used. This is the yard when you get to the Achimota new station, and that is the situation here. Many of the buses are here parked but rusting away, no ties. Some are entirely grounded. They are entirely grounded. And when you look into your shot, there are some VIP buses as well that are on the ground, almost falling apart. That is the situation here when you get to the Achimota news station. TV3, we have gotten this exclusive access. We are not being allowed to go inside to film, the exact defects of these buses. But you see that bus, for instance, that particular one with the front part broken. You see a lot of the buses, and when you enter, there are some that do not even have seats. These are buses.
The Honorable Joseph Bukari Nikpe, the Minister of Transport. And then we heard from Felix Kwachufusu. And a few excerpts of a report from my colleague Christian Yali. Dr. Thomas Anaba is still here with me. Doc, thank you for staying. You were a member of Parliament, and at the moment as we're speaking, you're in Accra. And I'm sure you've seen the level of traffic, the number of people on the streets of the capital looking for vehicles to go to work, especially when they're closed from work, and all of that. What do you make of this situation? What is happening?
Yeah, I started observing this even in December. 2 o'clock, you go to Akwaje Inter-Exchange and it's choked. You can't even cross to go to airport. You can't go to Osu, and you can also go to Accra. And I asked myself, what is the main problem? If you look at Accra and other cities, the spatial arrangement of Accra and the population we have is not in consonance. The city has very few exits. The roads are very narrow. And one big problem I see is that instead of us using buses like other countries, I've been to Singapore, I've been to Malaysia, I've been to Kenya, I've been to Malta, and I've seen that they rather use buses instead of these vans that we use. Because one bus can convey about 5 to 10 passengers from an oven.
But Doc, if we're using buses, we don't even have lanes for them, dedicated lanes for them. They'll join us. They'll join the...
We have the same streets in those countries. Malta said the streets are even narrower than Ghana.
What are they doing different?
But because they use buses. If you're even using a taxi, you pay a high premium. Singapore is the same. You want to use a taxi, you pay a high premium. And when you are entering into some areas, they've coded the country. They've put some imaginary lines that when a taxi is moving from one place to the other and passes a very dense area, you pay a higher premium for entering there. So your taxi fare goes up.
Okay.
So it's like if you are in Accra and you are roaming around, let's say Teshi, the taxi fare there is cheaper per kilometer. But if you are entering Accra Business City, the taxi fare goes up. So because of the congestion, is to prevent people from using the taxis to go in, using the small cars to go in, but rather to jump into the buses which are cheaper.
So, but where are the buses, Doc?
You see, we have to sit down and strategize. I always say every country needs leaders who plan for the future. I think the bus rapid lane was created under under NDC in 2014, 2015. You remember Ullo buses? NPP government came and ravished it. There were lanes that were created.
Yes, we see
to
them
give
now.
Priority for those buses to move. If we encourage private business people who have these trotros to come together and form cooperatives and buy big buses to run the streets, there wouldn't be congestion.
There are a number of buses we have. You mentioned that. Let's fix them.
No, it's government. You see, it was handled by another government. A new government has come and has seen a lot of debt, and now they can't even find money to repair what is there. What are we to do? Work to get money, resuscitate the company, and repair the buses. The buses are broken down. Somebody took it, worked, did not invest the money well, whatever he did with the money. Now the buses are spoiled. Definitely, if I'm a bus owner and I buy a bus and I'm running, and there's money coming in every day, I'll keep some money down for repairs. But you know, government-owned run businesses.
It's a social intervention.
It's a social intervention, and people take advantage of it. People even enter, they don't want to pay. Parts are being sold. It's something that we all know. So I think that there must be a deliberate policy as to how to get the private sector move, especially in the big cities, move away from procuring trotros to procuring big buses, and they give them incentives. That way we'll decongest the streets.
But the concern of many, and I'm reading this comment from Daniel Aduafari, he says, so what are all these buses doing over there? Can they be repaired to commute people? Abba. So we have these buses there, Doc. Let's fix them and then use them.
You need money to fix them, please. We don't just go and fix. If the agency coffers are dried, like you said, the coffers are dried up.
They are dried because they were not properly managed.
They were not properly managed. Now they are trying to resuscitate them, just like Tor was dried, and now Tor is picking up.
Should we start thinking about privatization of these, agencies?
Yeah, I think yes. Private companies can link up with government because they are doing it with the VIP buses traveling inter cities. Private companies are doing it very well. Government can also liaise up with the private sector to buy some of the Ullo buses. It's private owned. They have their own conductors. They use the same terminals, and they pay a fee for using the terminal. And I think with that, it can help. To me, transportation there, we can't put it only in the hands of government to run.
Okay.
The private can even run it. To me, can run it better. Government needs to have some to supplement, but to me, it should be left onto the private to have more space to be running. Buses should not even have a terminal to stop, because abroad the buses don't have a terminal like this to stop. They only go to park for maintenance, and then the rest. They are always on the move. They have a time they have to reach every bus station and continue. So you don't even need space like a bus stop like we have in Tema for it to be standing there. You don't need a bus station. If we have a real bus system, a public transport system in the country, in the big cities, you don't need a bus station. You only need a maintenance station for them to go and serve. They get up in the morning, they are moving.
But if we privatize them too, then wouldn't it lose the thinking behind it, like the form of social intervention initiative we're trying to implement? If we privatize them, these private companies, they will look for profit.
No. You see, I was in Italy before, and I use buses throughout. You just buy a ticket for a month, and any bus you jump in, you slot the ticket in and go. Just buy the ticket for a month. You can enter any bus. It records that you have entered the bus, and the buses are just moving. You see, and most of them are not for the Italian government. They are for private, but they register them under the public transport system. They like the metro transport system. Like Accra Metro organizes private people to buy buses and give them the license to run, and you have a ticketing system that you can recover the money and distribute to all of them who are running the service. And I tell you, they will create space. Look, fuel, you spend less fuel in running those buses because the streets may be a little bit emptier than they are now. So you spend little running the buses and you make more money because you'll be conveying more people. You spend less time getting to your destinations. So I think there's a need for a strategic plan to be taken by the ministry and the private sector to come out with a policy that private people can join the metro mass system like they've joined the intercity transport system to transport people within the city. Give some company, you are between Teshi to Accra, that is your route. License some group of people, companies that will come together and form a consortium to take that route, and you have your buses running. So all these trotros are amalgamated into big buses. And definitely you have the street freed. And also put in the system that I was telling you is in Singapore and other countries. Private cars, if you are entering now, they are coming to even to use electronic, whatever, chip embedded number plates. If you are entering the business area, you are fine to pay some money to the government. In UK, there are number plates that do not enter London in some days to reduce congestion. All those things are there, and I think the transport minister knows of this. The people in the transport sector know of this. It's just that Ghana is difficult to implement good things, especially when it has to do with government and private. Government things are not really handled very well. Sometimes they are not handled very well. Some people run down government businesses and then the rest just because of their own benefit. And they are not very prudent because they think the business is not theirs. Or they abuse the services for other things other than what they are really meant for. Other than that, why should all these buses spoil and be packed? The money that you accrued from their services they delivered, what have you done with it?
What insurance do we even do on these buses when they come? What forms of insurance so that the state will not then be the ones to pay for the repairs?
You see, it is that, the contract that we sign with MDs of this type of agencies are not, to me, are not optimum. You should sign some performance contracts. That at the end of the year, I want to see this. If at the end of the year we consult, we do the analysis and see you are not performing, you do away with them. Look, I went to Malta and they have what we call the Malta Financial Institute. That helps the government to appoint people into all government agencies. And the head of that institution is a member of the current government. But the moment they appoint you into that position, you cease to play politics with that institution. And if they are appointing you to go ahead any public institution or agency, you are going there apolitical. And they monitor you. The government can propose somebody and the same financial institution of Malta would say he's not fit for the position. That cannot be done in our country. We need such institutions like the National Planning Development Agency, SINCA, and then the rest, to be doing such vetting of people and giving them performance contract like this government has started. They give you a contract, like the ministers, they give them contract, this is your appointment, and this is what you're supposed to deliver.
Like the ambassadors
Like
too.
the ambassador, this is what you are supposed to deliver. The agencies like TOR and then the rest, you appoint people into them and say, this is what you are supposed to deliver.
But will you give them what they need to deliver on what they need to deliver?
I think they are delivering. I don't know delivering. Cocoa Board is improving. TOR is improving. Agencies that were running at losses, NIB was run at a loss, they have improved. Most of the agencies, most of the government-owned institutions enterprise are performing better because they've been given performance contract. So if this gentleman who ran this Ayalolo buses down was given a performance contract under the previous government, and after a year they see that the company is losing buses, and they cannot get the money to run them, they would have moved him. They would have called his attention. Just like ECG. They are losing money all the time. They are producing power, and a lot is getting lost on the way.
50%.
50% lost on the way, and we have to pay for something we have not consumed. You pay for a Coca-Cola that you have not drank. You pay for power that you have not consumed. So we need to get performance contracts signed between the MDs. And he also stand on his feet and insist that this must be done to make sure the work goes well. That is what we want. So to me, the problem we have in Accra have multiple issues, multiple factors evolving around it. The spatial arrangement of Accra is a problem. The type of vehicles we use for our transport system is a problem. And in the government sector, those who manage the public transport system didn't manage it well. And this is what we are seeing today. Our roads are not good. You spend, instead of spending 1 hour to get to Achimota, from Achimota to Nsawam, you spend 3 hours. Definitely, the bus will be going slow. It could have gone 2 times. But because the road is congested and it's not good, it'll take more hours. So I think it's not a simple problem. It's a multifaceted problem that we have to tackle.
What are the people of Garu doing? What's up in Garu? What's happening?
Oh, Garu is okay. You know, Garu is a rural district. Our challenges are several. We are working hard. At least government has started pushing money into the district assemblies directly. Quite different from what was happening in the previous government. So a lot of projects are now ongoing. We are building some cheap compounds, as I said from the beginning. We are building some schools. We are digging boreholes for the community, rural folks to get good water to drink. We are working hard to stabilize the electricity situation in Garu because it was always going on and off, but at least some work has been done now. It's far better, it's stable, and then we are trying to extend more electricity to other places. The real cry of the good people of Garu is being handled by the road minister to ensure that at least the main town road gets some asphalt on it, because the asphalt was taken away in 2023 by the previous government, promising to put some asphalt on it. The bitumen, rather, was taken off, and they promised to put another good layer on it. Up till now, it has not been done. We're working very hard to get it done.
Is your constituency included in the big push agenda?
My constituency, Garu, is not under the big push. Okay. Yes, Garu is not under the big push for this year, right? But that of from Bolga to Pulmakum, which is a main international corridor route, is included into it. Yes, but the good news is that at least some resources is being devoted for the Kosak area, which includes Garu, to help catch up with development due to the conflict in Boku. And the good thing is that the majority leader, who is a member of that committee, has made us to understand that part of that resources will be used to improve the road network between the 6 constituencies in the Kosak traditional area.
Parliament is on recess now.
Yeah.
When are you resuming?
Actually, I don't know when we are resuming, but I hope that it wouldn't be that long. If it would, perhaps early February. I think the NPP people have their primaries and all that. I think if we start now, perhaps it may chop into their campaign activities.
Okay.
So I don't know what
maybe somewhere
we're waiting for Speaker
right.
to decide. So we are taking time to go around to at least solicit for support for development projects for our area. That is why we're going around now doing, and also to participate in issues like this, contribute our little knowledge to discussions on national issues like you have invited me, and let me thank you for that.
Doc, we thank you. We thank you. We thank you so much for spending your morning with us. But when Parliament resumes, any particular bills you're interested in, anything we should expect from you in Parliament when
in
it
Parliament,
resumes?
we are expecting the primary healthcare bill that should come for us to have a look at it, because we want to strengthen the primary healthcare system so that at least much of our disease burden can be handled over there and reduce the cost of running the health system in the country. So these are some of the things that I'm expecting. I also think that the LGBTQ bill, the proper family something bill, taken by
bill.
will be taken at least for us to let the news lie low, because it's too much. So every day people are talking of it from the other side. Why is president not bringing it and the rest?
The president says when people finish, he will sign it.
He will sign it.
Do your part.
When they lay it, it has been brought to Parliament. I think it's with the committee. They'll look at it, and then when we go, we'll have a look at it and then pass
Abdul Baki Haruna, he says you are his member of Parliament, and he's telling you good morning. Abdul, I've delivered your message. He's watching us on Facebook. But that's our package for you this morning. Thank you so much for spending your morning with us on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. There's still a lot to talk about. But we'll meet you again same time tomorrow morning. We'll be talking about national issues. This is an agenda of the Media General family, the state of public transport in Ghana. So for the next couple of days, for the next couple of weeks, we'll be staying on this. We'll be getting all the experts, all the industry players, all the stakeholders to help us solve this once and for all. Get a proper solution to this challenge. My name is Noble Crosby and Frederick Kunzo Tiani. DJ Abiam. Before we go, I'd like to wish a happy birthday to one person. This one says, happy birthday to my amazing twin queens, Miss Lily and Lillian Agbenyiga. Wishing you double the fun, double the love, and endless blessing on your special day from your sister, Adodo Agbenyiga, and children. Happy 40th birthday to Ernest Simon Ashi, a.k.a. Chairman. Happy birthday to you, Chairman. From your friends and family. My name is Noble Crosby, and thank you so much. We'll see you again tomorrow morning. And Dr. Naba, thank you.
Free FM Sunrise.
Hello there, welcome to the news update at 10. My name is Christabel Success Trevor. Now, long queues have taken over several bus terminals as commuters struggle to board vehicles to their various destinations. This frustrating situation is most pronounced during the morning and evening rush hours across many parts of the capital. Well, last night, my colleague Christian Yali visited some of these terminals to assess the level of frustration among passengers.
Let me engage this gentleman to see how worrying it is that almost every day you go through this struggle before you get to your house.
It's not easy, though.
I lost my phone through this mess.
You lost your phone through this mess?
Yes, and I'm just appealing for the government if it can intervene for us. We'll be very happy for that.
Where are you heading to right now? Where do you work?
I'm at Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Okay.
And I'm heading to Amasaman.
A lot more of people who have all gathered here, all waiting for it to get to their turn. Then they would get to find spaces in some of these vehicles. It is actually one that many would describe as a crisis, and the fact that over the period, the country has not been able to deal with it.
Yeah, it is very, very frustrating. Being after working for a hard day work for the day, come here, start here for about sometimes 1 hour, 2 hours before getting car to go home. It's so frustrating.
So it's not like it is just today that you're suffering this, but you go through it almost every day.
Something daily. It's something happening daily.
Well, those were some passengers expressing their frustration. Meanwhile, the Transport Minister, Joseph Bukari Nikbe, says the government is engaging the management of Metromass to repair faulty buses and deploy them during peak hours to ease the burden on commuters.
We are also at the verge of seeing how we can get the private sector to bring in more of the buses and other vehicles to be able to help when it gets to peak hours in the mornings and in the evenings. But we have called back. When we withdrew the services, we saw the tension it created, and we have called back some of the buses to start again making their movements. We are studying the ground to see.
That was Transport Minister Joseph Nikbe. Now, anti-corruption crusader Edem Senanu says it is likely the government could recoup some of the monies from the contractors of the Agenda 111. The Ghana Audit Service issued a surcharge against 35 contractors to pay $7.9 million, approximately 94.6 million Ghana cedis to the state. The amount was paid to them as mobilization fees to execute Agenda 111 hospital projects on 19 sites, but they failed to deliver. Here's Edem Senanu speaking to 3FM.
So I think what the Auditor General is saying is basically went to site. There was no evidence that these contractors had prepared the site, nor moved to site, nor engaged the services of anybody to work. And that's why they are saying that this money should be paid back. I'm not sure we'll get all of it back. It's likely we could get some. I think it's much more likely if you insisted that people should still deliver on the tasks or projects that they have been assigned.
Anti-corruption crusader Edem Senanu speaking then. That'll be it for the news update at 10. My name is Christabel Success Trevor. You can get all of these on our website, 3news.com. 3 Lounge with AJ Akwako Sapong is up next.
Your finest tunes in sync with a soothing voice. 3 Lounge with AJ.
Are you tired of the same old routine?